Fakes down low to the post up top. Bradshaw step back three. Good. Nothing but net by McKinley. Bradshaw. Hansen turns around against Ellingford. Pretty move from the senior.
Eagles basketball is on the air. Lyman High School is ready to soar through the 2019-2020 season. Catch it all on your home for Bridger Valley basketball. MyLocalRadio.com. Lyman basketball is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Come On In of Casper, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Plains Tire, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Trona Valley Community Federal Credit Union, The Store, and Blacks Fork Dental. Now, Eagles fans, it's time to head to the booth to join the play-by-play voice of the Bridger Valley, Jake Hibbard.
7 days after we reach the midway point of the conference season, we close it all out with 3 more games in the next 7 days. Big Piney hosts Lyman tonight, and Lyman sitting at 3-0 in the Southwest, meaning that another win tonight would put them that much closer to a top spot in regionals 2 weeks from now, which they will host. On the boys' side, we have another important seeding matchup of number 2 versus number 3. Lyman sitting at 1-2 halfway through, also with 3 games to go. In desperate need of a win tonight to avoid being stuck in a bottom 2 seeding. Jake Hibbert joining you on a Friday night live here on MyLocalRadio.com and on the radio at KNYN 99.1 FM. It's Lyman and Big Piney next.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. In addition to our cleanup and restoration services, we also offer new construction and remodeling. We can help with a newer kitchen, bathroom, a garage, deck, or a new addition to your home. We provide accurate, itemized estimates with no hidden fees or extra charges, and we complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Call us today at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
Time now for the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show and the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. First look, Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Call 741-7000 or visit wilddisastercleanup.com. And as for Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness, you know what it is. Anything you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. 24-hour towing, a fitness center that's 24/7 as well, and also home and auto glass repair, 787-3450. Well, tonight's game, Kate Bollinger joining me, Jake Hibbert on the air. We've got a matchup number 2 of Lyman and Big Piney on the girls' side, number 3 for the boys. Starting with the girls' side, last week, of course, we had the 12-point victory of Lyman over Mountain View, that rivalry school, and that meant that the Lyman Eagles, are the team sitting at 3-0 and in the driver's seat to a number 1 seed in the conference.
Yes. As you went through and you saw in that game, is my volumes all right, Jake?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. As we went through and we saw in that game against Mountain View, Lyman came in. They had their ups and downs. They were a little bit flustered, but they didn't get down in that game. And I think that was the game changer between Mountain View and between Lyman, is because Lyman didn't get that down. In the third quarter, things are high. It's still a rivalry game. Mountain View came in, they were flustered, and they just couldn't get over that hump, where Lyman got over that hump and they came away with the victory. And I think that's going to be the key in this game. How are you going to react to the pressure that's going to be put on by Big Piney?
Well, Lyman's sitting at 10-10 on the season, and the stats we have do not have the Mountain View game on here for some reason. I couldn't tell you why, but I was going to take a look at what they shot. We don't know because we don't have it. But the last time they played Big Piney, they went 8 of 22 from the three-point line. 7 of those three-pointers were knocked in by Bryce Hansen, who set a school record for the most 3 balls in a game for Lyman girls basketball,
Really?
passing McKinley Bradshaw and Emily Jackson, who had the record previously, tied at 6. So that's what we had last time. That was in Lyman. Last time Lyman and Big Piney played. That was a 53-36 win. That's a 17-point differential for Lyman. But as you'll hear from Coach Espenscheid of Big Piney, he thought outside of that second period where Bryce hit 6 of those 7 threes, it was a pretty good game, one of the best games his team's played all year. So they're coming out sitting at 3-13 on the season, hoping to get a little bit of something going in the back half. Just 3 games left for them as well. Lyman 3-0 in the conference, Big Piney 0-3. And as you look around, 34% is what Big Piney shoots on the season from the field compared to about 35% for Lyman. So not a big difference there, except the points per game. There's quite a big difference. Lyman averaging 45.5, Big Piney 29 points per game. Big difference on the rebounding as well. Lyman's out rebounding Big Piney by almost 12 per game. And we do not have any turnover stats as Big Piney does not provide them. That's it for the first look, brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. When we come back, we will take a look at the stats. We'll take a look at the standings and rankings for the girls' side, and then hear from Coach Brian Espenscheid of Big Piney. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think.
All right, back on now here. Sorry, we had just a little bit of an issue there with buttons going haywire on us. So we're back now with the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. And we mentioned we'd take a look at the rankings and standings around 3A. Douglas, of course, still the number 1 team, as they've been the unanimous number 1 all season long, followed by Warland and Lander, and then the 2 teams from Bridger Valley, Mountain View at 4, and Lyman, despite beating Mountain View last week, sitting at the 5 spot. On the standing side, Lyman, that's what really matters. They're 3-0 in the conference and in the driver's seat to get the number 1 seed in the conference, in their southwest quadrant, and they'll host regionals as well. Mountain View second at 2-1, Pinedale 1-2, and Big Piney 0-3. Warland at 4-0 on the Northwest leads the way, and then Lander at 2-1 in the second spot. Third and fourth held by Powell and Lovell, respectively. Powell 1-3, Lovell 0-3. Let's now hear from Coach Brian Espenscheid.
Cyril Stauffenberg joins me, head coach. With me, head coach of the Lady Punchers of Big Piney. You know, you're getting down to the final week and a half of the season, really the final 7 days of it, and you're going to have to play, like everyone else in the Southwest, a whole lot of conference in this time. Right. No practice needed. How are you feeling about this last stretch?
Well, we're excited for it. You know, we've had a tough season as far as wins and losses go, but we feel like we're getting a little better right along, and we played some of these teams pretty well. So we're just hoping like heck maybe we sneak out a win.
Well, you get Lyman today as the team that you took on their home court a few weeks ago. Man, it must have been almost a month ago by now. What did you see out of this team?
Well, we played one of our best quarters of the year against them. We were leading after the first quarter of that game, and then Bryce Hansen pretty much put them on.
Sounds like we're having some issue with that interview, so we'll take a quick break and then come back with Brian Espenscheid right after this.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company specializes in fire damage restoration, mold inspection, remediation and testing, flood cleanup, and biohazardous cleanup services. We complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Safety is our highest priority, and once we've completed your job, we ensure your home or business will again be a safe place to occupy. Call me, Chase, at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Brian Espenscheid with me, head coach of the Lady Punchers of Big Piney. You know, you're getting down to the final week and a half of the season, really the final 7 days of it, and you're going to have to play, like everyone else in the Southwest, a whole lot of conference in this time. Right. No practice needed. How are you feeling about this last stretch?
Well, we're excited for it. You know, we've had a tough season as far as wins and losses go, but we feel like we're getting a little better right along, and we played some of these teams pretty well. So we're just hoping like heck maybe we sneak out a win.
Well, you get Lyman today as the team that you took on their home court a few weeks ago. Man, it must have been almost a month ago by now. What did you see out of this team?
Well, we played one of our best quarters of the year against them. We were leading after the first quarter of that game, and then Bryce Hansen pretty much put them on her back and destroyed us in the second quarter. She had 6 threes in the second quarter and really took the air out of us, as it probably would have anybody. But other than that barrage of three-pointers, we felt like we'd played a pretty good game. And, you know, so we're optimistic. You know, I think we're going to do a couple things a little different, and hopefully, you know, we could have a good game and make Lyman at least earn it, you know.
Well, with your girls the last week or so, what have you been working on to try to improve in your games?
Well, for sure, we've been working on defense and rebounding. We've got to somehow get a little better in both those areas. We've done a lot of shooting, you know. We got to get better at making some shots. And just some, you know, our execution stuff with our different offenses and defenses. Just continue to keep working on that stuff.
You're going to have to play in Lyman's gym in about a week. Regionals, about 2 hours away. And not too bad a travel, but you probably are going to have to move a little bit in and out of those regionals. Some early games, you're probably not going to stay in Lyman. Have you made your reservations yet? Do you know where you're at?
We actually are going to stay at Little America, so that's good. And for us, I mean, that's as close as we ever get to play in a regional tournament. So, I mean, I'll feel like we're almost home, to be honest. Yeah, we've played in Lyman a lot over the years. The kids have all played in Lyman a lot, and hopefully we'll have a decent group of supporters down there, you know, way better than, say, last year when you're in Worland, you know. I mean, and probably better than when you play at the 2A regionals is always in Riverton. So I think it'll be good. We're excited and glad it's that close.
And you mentioned the 2A regionals, and that's a place that after this season, Big Piney's headed back to 2A because every 2 years Wyoming redistricts, and Big Piney's one of those schools, especially now with the expansion to 16. Year in and year out's going to kind of be on the border. Depends on where your enrollment's at, literally on a given day. That's going to determine that. That gives you a whole new set of conference opponents. You know, you've been through this before. What's that like when you shift conferences and classifications?
It's going to be better for us. You know, we've had a tough time competing at the 3A level, especially with the girls, and so we're actually looking forward to it. And you know, we've been in 2A our whole lives, so these last 2 years is the first time we've ever had to experience 3A, and so we'll, I guess, kind of feel like we're more back at home,
back to your old classification.
Yeah. So it'll be good. We'll be playing against all the reservation schools, the Wyoming Indian, Wind River, and St. Stephen's will be in our conference. So, you know, we kind of know what they do and the way they like to play. So hopefully it'll be all right.
Well, they're certainly not going to get an easier conference schedule with some of those teams, especially that Wyoming Indian girls program, always strong.
They're really good. I know they're really good. The other schools, I think, are a little softer. And then generally the 2A, you know, in general is a little softer. So just not as many kids, and, you know, so just by rights, there's not going to be quite as many as good athletes, you know, as compared to 3A competition.
It's Brian Espenscheid with the Big Piney Lady Punchers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show continues now with Jason Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Eagles.
Jason Hansen with me, head coach of the Lyman girls basketball program. Most recently, you came off of a victory over that big rival school, Mountain View Lyman. You won the first one. You know you have to come back and play them in a couple of weeks. What were your thoughts about that contest?
I thought we played pretty good basketball. You know, the first quarter, Mountain View came out and they made a lot of shots and kind of gave them the lead. But I thought after the first quarter, our defense really stepped up and we were able to kind of hold Stevens in check and, you know, and kind of weather the storm. And I was really happy with the way we executed down the stretch, just holding on to the ball and not turning it over and making them foul us and, you know, and going to the foul line. And we actually made free throws this time, and I think we shot 75%, which it's like a miracle. So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, free throw shooting has been the reason for, in this case, maybe big reason for some of the wins and some reason for some losses throughout the season. So how you do at the line, as it is with a lot of teams, it'll be a big indicator of how you do. Now you go into the back half of the conference season, and it all happens in a 7-day span. Big Piney on Friday, and then the next Thursday, Mountain View again, and then Friday you finish it off with Pinedale. It's a really quick time, but maybe not the worst thing to happen at this point of the season. Girls are probably sick of practice, so you just go out and play 3 games in 7 days.
Yeah, they're definitely sick of practice, and you know, coaches kind of get sick of practice too. They just kind of want to play the games, and you know, so we're trying to tighten up a few things, but these next 3 games are huge. You know, it's going to be huge implications on seeding for regionals, and so we're going to try to take each game at a time, but. Yeah, that stretch where we have to play Mountain View and Pinedale in back-to-back games, that's going to be a tough task for us, but hopefully we can get ready for it and play well.
And that game was originally scheduled for Saturday. It got rescheduled to next Friday. What was the reason for that change?
Well, Pinedale, they had some games canceled on them because of weather, and they were able to get Powell, I guess it was, to come down and play them on Saturday, so they asked if they could move our game off of that day. So I said, sure, we'll make that happen for you, so they could get at least a couple extra games that they lost.
You know, I don't know. I'm sure you follow around the state on Wild Preps to look at these games. It seems like there's just been more cancellations this year than any year I remember.
Yeah, there's been a lot, and we've been really fortunate, you know. Seems like every time the interstate's closed, we have a team coming from the north, and so it hasn't really affected us, but I know it's affected Mountain View. They've had to cancel some games and reschedule, and I know some schools like Green River, they're going to have a ton of games in a short amount of time, and that can be really tough on you, especially when you're trying to heal up, or, you know, if you could be really tired going into regional tournament.
Yeah, and I think one of those games was maybe even a rescheduling from an initial cancellation. You mentioned that Green River team. Yeah, you've been lucky this year. The highways have been open, but you mentioned Mountain View. We had to reschedule a game with Kemmer. So, Coach, good luck against Big Piney, and we'll catch back up with you at that game, and then see you in the last game of the year against Mountain View as well.
All right, well, we appreciate you and appreciate you covering us.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company has helped thousands of people put their homes, businesses, and lives back together after a fire, flood, storm, or other disastrous event. We work with all insurance companies, and we work for you by being professional, fair, and honest. Our certified technicians are trained in every aspect of restoration, so we can complete each project in a fast and satisfactory way. Call us today, 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Back here at Big Piney High School, starters being announced first for the away team. Lyman sitting at 10-10 on the season overall, but 3-0 in the conference standings, putting them at the very top with 3 games to go in 7 days. That's both of these teams. That's everyone in the Southwest quadrant. They have 3 games in the next 7 days, and then that'll be the season for you. Then it's all over. On the Northwest side, a couple of teams already have 4 games in, and then they'll be playing the final 3. Some of them playing the final 2 over this next week. But a lot of conference play happening in 3A in this last week of the season. Starters for Lyman: Bryce Hansen, the 5'8" sophomore point guard. Charles C. Rose, a guard as well, wears number 13, 5'8" sophomore. Mandy Ayer in the post. She's a senior, 5'10", wears number 4. Sage Bradshaw on the wing, just a freshman at 5'5", wears number 14. And Hadley Gross at the post as well, 5'8", senior, wearing number 20. For Big Piney, sitting at 3-13 on the year, 3-13 and 0-3 in the conference season. Their wins on the year have come against Kemmer, Jackson, and Farson Eden. Cassidy Espenscheid, a junior, wears number 1. Riker Goodman, a junior, wears number 3. Jacoby Hibbert, number 10, is a junior. Shelby Hatch, a senior, wears number 22. And Paige Nelson, a junior, number 31. Those are your starters for Big Piney. And we are ready for action today. Bryce Hansen tipping against Riker Goodman, the leading rebounder for Big Piney on this season at about 4.5 per contest. Bryce Hansen leads the way rebounding for Lyman, as she does in just about every statistical category. For the Eagles, 13.7 points, 6.4 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.7 steals. You know, it's one thing she does not lead in. Sage Bradshaw leads the entire conference at 3.8 steals per game. The opening tip is up and won by Hansen and the Lyman Eagles. Moving from left to right to start this contest. Sage Bradshaw over to Mandy Ayer on the wing. She'll drive baseline, turn around, toss it up top to Chelsea Rose. Open for a long 2 on the wing. Hits off the back of the rim. Picked up by Ayer. She tumbles down to the ground and called for a travel. Back to Big Piney. How are the stats coming? You getting those all together, Kate?
We're getting them together,
Getting them together. I put you on mute so that in case you had to say anything under your breath as you were putting them down under the gun there. Big Piney basketball and bobbled by Nelson. She'll throw it down into the post and then immediately back up top. From Hibbert to the top of the key, it's Hatch out to the left corner. Paige Nielsen. She's trapped by Rose. Throws it back near the mid-circle. It's Cassidy Espenscheid over to the right wing. Shelby Hatch with the basketball, resetting for Big Piney. Wearing number 22 in the white jerseys and red numerals is Big Piney. Throw back to Hatch. She's on the right wing. 45 seconds gone by in this opening quarter. Appreciate Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction for bringing you the pregame show, and a foul called against Lyman as Hatch started to drive inside. Goes against Mandy Ayer, and that's the first foul of the contest for Lyman. Lyman's gotten in foul trouble at times throughout this season, and that's really changed the momentum of games. If they don't get in foul trouble, they usually do pretty good. Once they do, though, that bench gets a little slim.
It does get a little slim. Hopefully that doesn't get Mandy in foul trouble early.
A throwback and an over and back. No touch by Ayer. Hatch couldn't chase it down, and she would have had about a 35-inch vertical to catch that pass, and then it was one hopping behind the timeline. So back to Lyman, a far side inbound. Blue jerseys for Lyman, bright blue. Maybe it's just the view we're getting in this brightly lit gymnasium we're at, but the jerseys seem bluer than normal.
I don't know, maybe a little bit.
Maybe it's just my perception. Out to the left wing, Rose tosses to Bradshaw. She steps in, elbow shot, uses the glass, but it's a little bit too long, or short, I guess, if you're going for the bank shot. Either way, Bryce Hansen comes up with the rebound, fouled as she goes up into the air, and 2 shots. Bryce Hansen to the free throw line for the first time today. And on the season, she leads Lyman at the stripe. That's 71%. Overall, that's 20 points higher than the team average of 51 for Lyman. First free throw in for Bryce. Got Bryce's younger sister, Owen, running the camera for us today. Appreciate that. Talked to Coach Hansen. I said, hey, who should I talk to? He's like, just wait for my youngest one to get her. I'm putting her to work tonight. 2 free throws made by Bryce. And quickly up ahead, Espenscheid has the basketball in the high post. Bounces back to Hatch. Hatch back to Espenscheid. Bounce pass to Riker Goodman. You can see they kind of run a 5 out. They don't really have a true post. Big Piney, they don't really have a ton of height either. Swing around to the right side. Espenscheid thinks about a 3, then to the wing. Shelby Hatch with the basketball. Almost 2 minutes passed in the opening quarter. A screen by Riker. Opens up Hatch. She dishes out to the left corner. Shot from the baseline. Dropped in by Paige Nielsen. 2-2 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mandy Air takes a long pass from Hansen into the backcourt up to the free throw line. Terminates her dribble and bounces back to Hansen. Then to Sage Bradshaw. Toss to the left corner. It's Mandy Air with the basketball as Hansen looks into the post. They go to the free throw line. Catch and shoot by Hadley Gross. Off to the left and chased from going out of bounds by Jacoby Hibbert. Should mention, I'm Jake Hibbert. That's Jacoby Hibbert. No relation on the court. The last name spelled different as well.
It is.
I like the similarities, though.
I do, too. It's a very nice similarity.
Paige Nielsen with the basketball over to the right side. Espenscheid has her pass knocked away by Hansen and picked up by Gross. A turnover for Big Piney. Sage Bradshaw throws it up ahead to Air. She waits on it, drives into the low post. Up top, hits Hadley Gross in the head. She grabs it back to Bradshaw. It's long on the shot. Hansen picks it up, rejected by Goodman. And then Sage Bradshaw hammered from the left side. Loose ball, all played good. Hatch gets tumbled down to the ground by Charles C. Rose. Rose must have had her feet set. There was no charge call. Hatch just went tumbling down to the ground, and it's Lyman basketball.
I think that was actually Sage that did that.
No, it was Charles C. set there.
Oh, was she?
Pretty sure.
I saw Sage go down.
Well, no one went to the ground. That was Hatch who went to the ground. Charles C. just stood there and kind of led to that. Anyways, timeout taken. 2-2 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman and Big Piney on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
4:51 left in the opening quarter on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Whose basketball is it? I think it's Lyman's ball. As the referee will have Sage Bradshaw inbounding close to her own bench. We've got Mountain View and Pinedale in action, and the girls' game going on right now. 6-6 in the first quarter. Mandy Air goes in, middle of the free throw line, in between there and the little striped area. She gets fouled, misses the shot, but to the stripe for 2. Paige Nielsen called for the foul. 4:44, the clock stopped in the first period. 2 fouls for Big Piney. First free throw in by Mandy. Makes it 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Nicole Peden checks in for the first time, as does Caroline Bradshaw. Sage Bradshaw and Hadley Gross and Bryce Hansen out. So that means Madison Harris also into the game. First free throw by Mandy, good. Second one, no good. Lyman, all 3 of their points so far have come from the free throw line. They lead by 1. Caroline makes an immediate impact with the foul, trying to come away with a steal. She got pushed back by Hatch and reached in for the foul. That's foul number 2 on Lyman. Caroline, the 5'3" freshman. Near side inbound. Goodman having a heck of a time trying to find someone to get the basketball to. Espenscheid throws it back to Hatch. Should have been an over and back and a delayed call by the referee there. It does go over and back. Nicole Peden to inbound. 4:32 left in the first quarter. Bradshaw loses control as she tries to pass it. Goodman down to the ground, corralling it with her foot, and a foot versus 2 hands calls a jump ball.
I feel like that should have to be 2 hands if it's a jump, but I don't know, honestly.
I don't know the rule.
I don't either.
I don't know if Eric Quinney's listening tonight or if he's probably off reffing somewhere again. He could tell me. He could tell me what the rule book says on that one. But the jump ball called and goes to Big Piney. Into the game for the first time, Xavier Sombrano. Whereas number 20 and a senior, one of the few seniors on this Big Piney team. Espenscheid, a high shot off the very top of the backboard and drops in 4-2. Big Piney on top, 4-3 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Don't see a bank shot that high go in too often. Nicole Peden, 8-footer, misses short. Rebound through the legs of Hibbert and out of bounds.
I'm not sure what she planned on doing there, but
I think she had the basketball and then threw it, kind of lost control of it.
She looked like a center on football throwing
like
it back
a long
to
snap?
Yeah.
Baseline inbound, Mandy Air tries to bounce it to Hope Sinnott through a double team. Ball's up into the air. Bradshaw and Hatch tied up and ruled Big Piney's way. Goodman to inbound. Wearing a black headband. Throws it long behind her to Sombrano. Sombrano terminates her dribble early and walked with it as she stepped forward to give the basketball to Hatch. And just a mental mistake by Sombrano there. She picked up her dribble and looked like she didn't mean to, and then was waiting for Hatch to come, stepped forward, and drug her back right pivot foot. 4-3, Big Piney on top. Lyman basketball, though. Harris, also wearing a black headband, tosses it up to the free throw line. Sinnott grabs it, out to Bradshaw, fires from distance. Caroline a little bit off on 3. Basketball down to the ground. Riker Goodman rolls it over to her left, and a foul from behind against Madison Harris. Gives the basketball back to Big Piney. Slow offensive start. What are you seeing here?
I liked just a couple of minutes ago when there was balls flying everywhere. There was good energy, and now they've kind of slowed back down. Just they need to calm down, play basketball, and
foul on Madison Harris against Jacoby Hibbert.
Foul trouble.
Well, both teams are really not getting too much of anywhere. Lyman's still without a field goal in the game. Big Piney with 2 of them. But both teams struggling to hold on to the ball a little bit.
It was the same way in the JV game, and it's kind of transferred over to varsity. That
Bradshaw comes away with a steal down to the ground. She scoots around a little bit. Harris throws it to the left, and Sinnott was guarded by Goodman. Somehow Peden comes away with it. Still Lyman basketball. Harris with a mid-ranger, no good, and Hatch on the board. That was a great play there to get the steal, and then getting it away. The pass after that was ill-advised. A foul inside the paint. And it's on Lyman. That's foul number 5 already for Lyman. And 2 shots that was in the process of shooting Hatch to the free throw line. First foul on Bryce Hansen. 3:04 left in the first period. Hatch on the first shot, up and off. Too long on the free throw attempt. Hatch with 2 points in the game so far. And nobody in Big Piney averaging double digits on the season. Shelby Hatch averages 5.1. The leading scorer is Cassidy Espenscheid. She has an average of 7.8 points per game. Second free throw long as well. Rebounded by Peden. Still 4-3 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman basketball. Charles C. fires from the corner from distance. Misses. Airballed on that one. Just grazed the bottom of the rim. Hatch had the rebound and got knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Lyman. Stays with Big Piney. 1-2-2 pressure for Lyman. Over the head pass, and it was deflected right into the hands of Caroline. Back to Lyman. Nicole Peden on the left wing, looking back, trying to find Bradshaw. Espenscheid tied on her. Finally gets it away to Bradshaw. At the top of the key, Hadley Gross takes a dribble, a step in, out to Rose. On the baseline, she drives, gets hit by Goodman. Foul on the ground is another inbound. We have 8 fouls so far, and both teams kind of playing a little sloppy, poking at the basketball, really not allowing either side to get much of a rhythm.
it makes for fun basketball at times when they're both aggressive, they're flying everywhere all over the court, and they're not concerned necessarily about what they're doing, but getting the ball back.
Hansen takes the entry pass into the post, misses long, tied up on the rebound, and a jump call between her and Hatch, a Lyman basketball. 2:36 left in the first period. 4-3 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Inbound to Rose, then to Gross on the right corner. She dribbles to the right wing, out to the corner. Rose open on the three-point line, misses off to the right. Espenscheid had the board, knocked out of her hands, back to Goodman. Stays with Big Piney, Hatch up ahead to Sombrano, and then Hibbert. Great ball movement, but can they finish? Espenscheid out on the wing, takes it from distance, misses long, rebounded by Goodman. Bradshaw tied on her, throw back to Hatch. They get it back to Espenscheid. She'll fake the three, into the post. Down low to Hibbert, look up off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Hansen. 2-on-2. And Big Piney quick to come back defensively. Bryce not giving up the dribble. Triple team comes in around her. Traps her out on the far corner. Finds Nicole Peden. Peden drives in. Free throw line. Spin around. Roll back. But a travel called. And it's back to Big Piney. I love the ball movement by Big Piney on that last play. They just couldn't get a shot to go in.
They've had good ball movement where they just wait. They're patient. They wait for the open shot to come or the open lane to drive in. And sometimes it falls and sometimes it doesn't.
Espenscheid to the middle. Hibbert up ahead. Hatch has Rose in front of her. Takes the shot a little bit early, but it's banked in. 6-3 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hatch with 4 points in the quarter. 1:40 left. Long two tried by Gross, and she banks it in. Back-to-back bank shots, and the first field goal for Lyman of the contest has dropped in. 90 seconds remain in the first period. Hibbert down low. Baseline under the hoop. Finds Sombrano. She tries the glass. Make it 3 banks in a row. 8-5 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney playing and believing right now that they have a chance to pull up a conference win. It's very early, though, just 6 minutes and 42 seconds into the quarter. Cassidy Espenscheid called for a foul on a pass out to the far sideline intended for Bryce Hansen. She got a hold of her. Foul number 1 on Espenscheid. Team foul number 4 out to the left corner. It's Mandy Ayer down low to Hansen. Double team. She doesn't care. Drops it in from 3 feet on the left side. Offense picking up here in the last minute. Cassidy Espenscheid on the receiving end of that broken press. Had an open layup, missed it. Sage Bradshaw with the rebound up ahead. Throws it over Bryce Hansen just by a little bit, but collected back. Under 1 minute to play. Hadley Gross at the free throw line. Tries another one off the glass. No good. Rose on the board. Looks back to the elbow. Gross goes off the glass again. Off, though. Sombrano on the board. Poked out from behind by Bradshaw. No foul, just back to Big Piney. 42.6 seconds left in the quarter. Field goal shooting can't be that high here in the first quarter, I wouldn't imagine.
No.
Sitting at 25% for Lyman, 44% for Big Piney.
Not doing too bad for Big Piney right now.
Well, they've just had a little bit of trouble holding on to the ball. That's taken away some shots for them. Bryce Hansen checked out of the game. Madison Harris, Hope Sinnott, Charles C. Rose, Sage Bradshaw, and Mandy Ayer on the court. Inbound, and it's across the timeline. Hibbert up ahead to Hatch. She gets knocked down to the ground by Mandy Ayer, who went flying through the air. 1 point lead for Big Piney, and 2 shots should be upcoming.
You know, Mandy got up right away. I don't know if I could have gotten up that fast. She went flying to the ground.
Hatch back to the free throw line. She went 0 of 2 her last trip there. Has 4 points in the quarter. Big Piney with a lead, 34 seconds left. And make Hatch 0 for 3. Shelby Hatch, 57% from the free throw line. Riker Goodman checked out of the game. Paige Nielsen back in. It was a close game in the first quarter last time, and then the second quarter, as we heard Coach Espenscheid talk about. Bryce Hansen for Lyman went off for 18 points from beyond the arc in the second quarter alone. Second free throw goes in. They haven't added it onto the board yet, but it should be 9-7. There we go on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Sage Bradshaw with 24 seconds left finds Hope Sinnott at the top of the key. Her pass is deflected up into the air. Mandy Ayer comes down with it. 2 steps past the defense and 3 players. I thought it might have been a walk, and it's called that way. 16 seconds left and a turnover back to Big Piney. Big Piney on top. Nicole Peden and Caroline Bradshaw into the game for possibly the last possession on the defensive side. Charles C. Rose and Mandy Ayer out. You see Coach Hansen do this a lot. He makes a lot of last possession, either offense or defensive assignments.
And you got to use your players the way that they're best used.
Espenscheid tries to run down a full court pass. Does. Has it on the right corner. Throws back to Hatch. Just controls it. 10 seconds left. Into the paint.
Chips out left side. Sombrano, corner shot, a little bit shy. Hope sent it with the rebound. Down to 3 seconds left. She's trapped. It's Bradshaw. Looks like the clock will run out, and the first quarter ends 9-7 on the Benedict's Market. And Ace Hardware Board, Big Piney on top. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM. Back with the Reese Auto Service second quarter next.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
I don't know that we need to get a camera shot on it. Not sure we could anyways, and not sure that you care, but just noticed something. There's a few loose tiles throughout this Big Piney gymnasium, and we just noticed one of them is directly above us. It's kind of teetering and looks like it's mostly blocked off, but a little bit of work on, a little bit of registering on the Richter scale, maybe a 3.3 or above. We could have a tile on our heads, so keep your heads up, Kate. Welcome into the Reese Auto Service second period. Big Piney with the 9-7 lead on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney basketball, they're up by 2, and they had a good first quarter last time these two teams played, and Lyman really opened it up offensively by way of 6 3-pointers by Bryce Hansen in the second quarter. See what Lyman has in store here. Them coming off the big emotional win over Mountain View a week ago. Mountain View also in action against Pinedale, currently leading on the girls' side 16-11. And there's 3:54 left in the second quarter in that contest. So they're just a little bit ahead of us. Turnover on the Big Piney side, and we'll go back to Lyman here. On a foul against, that was a push-off there. No, was that Mandy Air? I must have missed Mandy Air picking up her second foul last night back in the first quarter, but that's the most recent foul put up there. Madison Harris throws it looking for Bradshaw, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Lyman. These pass, got to credit Big Piney. They're playing good defense right now and trapping Lyman.
They really are. Well, we're already up to 7 fouls for Lyman.
Yeah. What do we have for turnovers on Lyman's side?
Turnovers, we are looking at 6 right now, and 6 for Big Piney.
And 6 turnovers in the first quarter. Well, add one on there, 41 seconds in. That's a lot for Lyman. Usually, they're usually, as of late, going to be turning the ball over more, but it's sitting at about even right now. Shelby Hatch with the free throw on the single bonus, misses long. She still cannot find her range from the stripe. She's just 1 of 5 there. Caroline Bradshaw catches the ball on the rebound up ahead from Bryce Hansen. Bradshaw resets, throws out to the corner. Harris, one-handed baseball pass over to the right corner. Back to Harris on the pass from Sinnott. Long shot, no good. Sinnott boards it. One dribble, left-handed, push up, and it rolls around and falls through the twine there for 2. Hope Sinnott with her first bucket. Whistle blown, and a travel called on Big Piney. We're tied up 9-9 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Just 1 minute in to quarter number 2. That's brought to you by Reese Auto Service. There to work on any engine, large or small, located in Lyman. Give them a call at 747-6450. Nicole Peden rejected by Espenscheid. For Espenscheid, that's block number 2 of the year for her. Espenscheid with the basketball, controlling it with her right hand, picks up the dribble out to the left corner. Sombrano hit a 2. Walks into the elbow. Passes up to the tops, taken away by Peden. Look over to the left side. Bradshaw in transition, just misses the lay-in. And the foul, or the ball knocked out of bounds. Bryce Hansen calling for an elbow. And the referees to look on the grabs of the elbow, but it'll stay just an inbound. Charles C. Rose, Sage Bradshaw into the game, and one more person comes in, Mandy Air, but a timeout first taken. think that was on the Big Piney side there. 9-9 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board and the Reese Auto Service. 6:23 left in the second quarter. Again, brought to you by Reese Auto Service. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Lyman and Big Piney simultaneously breaking the huddles. We welcome you back to Sublette County and Big Piney High School. Friday night basketball. 1 week to go in the regular season. And then 2 weeks from now, we're back in Lyman for the 3A West Regional Tournament. We will have all the games for you on that. Bryce Hansen looks down low to Air. She's bumped by Riker Goodman and headed to the free throw line. Air is at the stripe today, 1 for 2, and I think we can mention now we ran a test today. Everything's good to go. We are going to be able to bring you all of those regional games, not just on the audio like normal. We're going to be able to do it with video as well. So that's exciting.
That is so exciting, isn't
Normally not able to do that, but we've worked out a deal. We've got a collaboration working on an NFHS affiliate, and we will be able to bring you those videos for free. So the same places you'd normally watch them, MyLocalRadio.com, those games will be available. Air goes 2 of 2 from the line. But up ahead, Casti Espenscheid catches a long pass and lays it in. So back to a 2-point lead for Big Piney. Whistle blown on the Lyman side, and Charles C. Rose was tumbling into the lane, but knocked out of bounds, so back to Big Piney. 6:06 left in the second quarter, brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Sombrano throws it ahead to Hatch. Problem was her back was turned. She was not looking. Turnover for Big Piney, back to Lyman. 11-11 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 5:59 left in the second period. Hansen, the point guard, tosses left side. Dangerous pass to Air. She picks it up, gives it to Rose, who tumbles down to the ground and loses the basketball. Back to Hatch and Sombrano. Then down low to Hibbert. Big Piney ball. Sombrano a long 2 from the left wing. Drops it in. Second field goal today for Xavier Sombrano. Mandy Air trying to push the tempo. Passes to Peden. Elbow shot missed. Rose on the putback. No good. Air gets a turnaround rebound as well. Throws it up and in. Mandy Air with the second offensive rebound. Ball thrown out of bounds on over the head of Hatch. Give it right back to Lyman. 13 all on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hadley Gross checks in for Nicole Peden. It looks like Nicole has the brace, the little popsicle stick brace off. It looks like her finger's good to go, the left pinky.
Yeah, it does.
Madison Harris with Charles C. Rose swing around left side. Sage Bradshaw, that's good. She had a broken pinky, missed one game, and then came back with a popsicle stick splint. But it looks like she's good to go and hopefully has full use of both hands now, at least for the most part. Hansen dribbles off her foot. Sombrano tumbles to the ground, grabs it, rolls it back to Hatch. Pick back up. Hatch pushing the tempo, 2-on-2. Goes up on the left side, tries the reverse layup. Misses on the backspin, but an over the back foul. Gives it back to Lyman. I think it's against Riker Goodman. Yeah, that's the call indeed. 13-13 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 4:53 left in the Reese Auto Service second period in a tie game.
You were mentioning Peden earlier. She looks like she has that brace off, and she looks like she's more comfortable using her hands and getting those steals in the passing
lane. It was a little stiff on some of the times. Of course, you're kind of trying to trap that ball when you don't have full use, even if it is the pinky. It still kind of messes you up all the way around. 13 all on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mandy Air, Sage Bradshaw down low in the post. Head fake. Hansen goes around. Looks like she was trying to roll up a hook shot, and Sombrano tied her up. Coach Espenscheid wanted a jump ball. Instead, it's a foul on Sombrano. Shooting foul or 1-and-1. I think I saw 2 shots signaled. That's the 7th foul, so there'd be free throws either way. It was single bonus. Mandy Air crashed the boards against Hibbert, but she was the only one, and she was just making sure. Hansen makes the first free throw, has 5 points in the game. One of those a field goal, 3 of 3, make it 4 of 4 from the free throw line. And Lyman is up top, 15-13 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Sembrano rolling in to the paint. Dish out right side. Espenscheid from the wing to the short corner. Turnaround Hibbert. 8 feet away. Hard up the glass and high. Rebound Hansen. Up ahead from left to right. Lyman with the basketball. Bradshaw to Air to the free throw line. Gross open. She shoots it. Misses. Rebound, one dribble, and a put back by Rose. No good. Shelby Hatch comes away with it. Tosses up ahead. Espenscheid all alone for the layup. It rolls on the top and looked like it was falling out, but finally fell back down. Tie game once again. Espenscheid runs up ahead quickly and fills the lane, or takes all of it away. She runs as soon as a rebound is a shot's up, and she tries that fast break, and that's how she's gotten, I think, all 6 of her points today. 15 all. Big Piney basketball. Sembrano open on the elbow. Misses off to the right. Rebound by Hansen. Toss up ahead. Sage Bradshaw breaks the minimal pressure. Out to Rose. She takes a quick transition shot. Missed. Hatch can't control it. It's called Big Piney's way. I thought Hatch was the player to hit that last. And they say Mandy Air got it from behind and poked the ball out of Hatch's hands. So Lyman sets up into the full court pressure. Charles C. Rose at the top of that. Sembrano throws to the middle where Hatch has it. Guarded by Mandy Air. 3:33 left in the second period. Brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Sembrano open on the left wing for 3. Does not take it. She's just 0 of 1 from distance this year. Not a lot of three-pointers taken or made by Big Piney. They're 20 of 82 on the season. Conversely, Lyman's 52 of 217. A block foul called against Lyman, and it's the 3rd foul on Mandy Air. That's a big one, as she will stay in for the moment, but has to be careful. And Mandy Air, so important, as she's evolved from kind of a wing, point guard, post player to playing primarily in the post this year on the offense and defensive side, and a very important senior for this team. She stays in for the moment. It's free throws for Hibbert. The 1-and-1 is up, and she makes the first. First point for Jacoby Hibbert.
As you were mentioning Mandy Air, she does particularly play in the post, but you can put her anywhere on the court, and she'll play. She can play point. She can play on the wing. She can hit those threes when needed.
Yeah, and that's 0-2 or 1 of 2 trip for Hibbert, and that's what makes it so big. Is right now she's playing the point guard with Bryce Hansen out and playing with 3 fouls. Coach Hansen, he's no stranger to trusting his players on the court to not pick up fouls, and especially in a tight game like this, 16-15. Big Piney playing with a lot of heart, just 3 wins on the year. Looking like a true threat against the top team in the Southwest Conference right now. Lyman basketball, hopes in it, takes the pass from Air, then back to Madison Harris. She rolls around, gives it back to Sennett. Free throw line shot off. Air can't get retreat in time. Instead is Hatch. Caroline Bradshaw at least takes the ball away from Espenscheid to get the layup, but it's out of bounds back to Big Piney.
I like how Caroline knew that was coming. I don't know how many times they've ran that play, but most of the time it's worked, or she's been open to be able to.
There's been no one running back.
Mm-hmm. But Caroline was there, knew that it was happening, and just pushed it out of bounds.
Espenscheid misses for 3. Bradshaw chases down the rebound. She takes it, kind of loses the dribble for a second, gets it back. Harris on the wing, throws it back on a bounce pass to Caroline. Opens up Air on the baseline. The pass was off, intended for Sinnott at the free throw line, and is again taken away by Shelby Hatch. So another turnover for Lyman. Dribble back, give off to Espenscheid. The pass was from Hatch. The 3 ball's up, no good. Sinnott on the rebound. 2:21 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. 16-15. Big Piney on top of Lyman. Nicole Peden gives it out to Harris. She steps into a long 2, and it's just a step inside from 3. That extra step from the left is why it wasn't, but it is good. Lyman on top, 17-16 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Shelby Hatch has the ball on the left wing. Under 2 minutes to play in the opening half. 1-point game. Hatch back outside to Hibbert, then down low. Drive in, turn around, shot by Nielsen, or take that away. A pass back up top. Peden steals it away, intended for Hibbert. Tries to go coast to coast, misses on the right side from the layup. Caroline Bradshaw called for another foul, and that puts Big Piney back to the free throw line. Lena Hatch with single bonus. Oh, our video popped out there for a second. Hope that hasn't been out for too long. 1:43 on the clock to keep a look at that. And we're back on. Hopefully that hasn't been out too long.
Hopefully not.
Lena Hatch at the free throw line. Single bonus. Misses. Rebound Hope Sinnott. So the score stays 17-16 Lyman over Big Piney. Gross to Bradshaw. Sage looks down low to the blocks, catch and shoot by Rose. And Charles C. delivers with her first points of the day. 19-16 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hatch fakes up and under, and she got caught walking. I wondered, I was reaching around to see past my laptop, but it looked like it was kind of an exaggerated, maybe a slippery gym sort of travel. Timeout taken by Lyman in a 30-second one. Lyman leads by 3, 19-16, late in the second period. Brought to you by First Bank. We'll be back.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
First quarter shooting went Big Piney's way, but things have switched around, Kate, as the second quarter has advanced.
They have. Right now, Lyman's kind of switched it around. Their field goal percentage is sitting at 41, whereas Big Piney has decreased, and they're now at 38, but both teams have 11 turnovers right now.
A lot of turnovers and a lot of passes just falling into the trap defense. And as we speak, Shelby Hatch knocks one away intended for Hadley Gross. I think if you're Lyman and Big Piney, you've got to stop looking across court, because just like Lyman likes to bait their offensive counterparts into throwing long passes, Big Piney's doing the same. Down low, Hansen one step in, misses the shot a little long. Send it on the quick up, is fouled. She's to the free throw stripe. Foul on Big Piney is their 8th of the contest, and it's the second on Jacoby Hibbert.
I don't know if I've ever seen Hope Sennett this aggressive to the basket, but she's been shooting today. She actually has a pretty good shot that I don't think I've ever seen until today.
And drops in the first free throw. She's playing with more in the post right now with Mandy Ayers sitting on the bench and Nicole Peden getting a rest as well. 1:09 left in the second quarter. Lyman advances to 5 points on the board as Hope Sennett goes 2 for 2. 21-16 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hatch nearly stolen away by Sage Bradshaw. Back to Hatch. Then out right side. Shot up by Lena is in. Lena Hatch. Oh, Nick, take that mind. Oh, it looked like number 30. That was 31. Paige Nielsen. Apologies there. Those jerseys get them confused every now and again. 48 seconds left. 21-18. A 3-point lead for Lyman. So Paige Nielsen with the field goal there. Hansen tries a three. She's rejected by Hibbert. But Hatch tumbles down to the ground, and a foul is the reason why on Hope Sennett. A push in the back, so it's back to Big Piney. Well, Lyman was getting the momentum that way, 5 points, but a 2-ball and then a turnover and a chance for Big Piney to take a last shot or at least get something up with 37 seconds. It could shift back home team's way.
It could. If you're Lyman, though, you have Shelby Hatch at the free throw line, and she's 1 of 5 today.
Yeah. Free throws up and misses, 1 of 6. At times we've talked about how free throws have killed Lyman. They're killing Big Piney today.
Yeah.
At the free throw stripe this year, they're actually about even, 50% to 51. That's Big Piney on the 50% side. However, Lyman's made more than 100. They've made 107 more free throws than Big Piney by way of much more opportunities. 0 for 2 trip. And Hansen takes the rebound. Quickly up ahead with 32 seconds left to Hadley Gross. She's trapped on the sideline. Tosses down in desperation. Sennett in the blocks. Draws contact against Hatch. And Hope Sennett back to the free throw line. She just went 2 of 2. Didn't even graze the rim on her first 2 free throw attempts. Sennett on the season at the free throw line is 50%. She was just 3 of 6 on this season. So you mentioned you haven't seen that shot too much from her on the year. Hasn't had that. She really hasn't shot that much this season.
No. Right now, Lyman is sitting at 82% from the line today, whereas Big Piney is sitting at 20.
First free throw was no good. Second free throw, no good as well. So Sennett sitting right at her 50% on the year. She goes 0 for 2 there. She's now 5 of 10, I believe, on the year. 21-18. Big Piney basketball, 15 seconds left. Hatch rolls in, misses the shot, gets her own board, puts it back up, airballs it off to the left. Sage Bradshaw collects it, throws it off to sister Caroline. Toss up to Air. She grabs it in the air somehow. Out of nowhere, Mandy Air puts in a 2 at the end of the half, 23-18 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 6 points for Mandy Air in the quarter, 7 in the game, and Lyman leads by 5. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Weststar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Getting a look at some more young ladies on the, what they call it, the Little Miss Big Piney, or Little Punchers, I think they called it, cheer. We had that in Mountain View on Wednesday. It was the Little Miss cheerleader team for both the girls and the boys. It's always fun when we get out and see this. And at the half, it's 23-18. Always fun when we're heading into the second half, and we've got a tight game as well.
Oh, yeah.
At the conference level as well, we're just starting the second half of the season with 7 days to go before the regular season is wrapped. And I don't think there's any teams playing on the 29th in 3A. I was looking at it today. Mountain View and Lyman play the 27th, and then Lyman and Pinedale will play, and Mountain View and Big Piney will play on the 28th. Warland and Lander have their final games of the season on the 28th as well. And then I think Big Piney and Pinedale finish out their season on the 27th or 28th. It escapes me right now on that schedule, as well as their final games.
Did they forget it was a leap year and there's an extra day in the month?
You know, that's the interesting thing, because there is a lot of Thursday basketball happening next week, and there was a lot of Thursday basketball happening this past week as well. We were the only Wednesday game when we were on air. But, yeah, I don't know if they just looked at the month and scheduled it, but I'm not going to complain. I'll take a Saturday off, and we won't have that for a couple of weeks, as we'll have regionals next week and state. And we should mention again, we worked out a deal. We will have video coverage of every Mountain View and Lyman regional tournament game in 2 weeks from now on MyLocalRadio.com for free. So excited about that.
It's so exciting, which I don't know if everyone in Lyman and Mountain View understand. You did Evanston for years before this, and you were kind of just solo with, well, we just have to do radio. There's no video. They had it a little bit last year with Sean Bennett when he only did radio. He didn't have any video.
Yeah.
But this year we have it. We are able to bring you the video, and you're able to see what's going on at regionals.
At the regional tournament, which is it's an interesting situation where a state will be all audio, and we thought until this past week, we thought we were going to have to be all audio for regionals as well. But I got on the phones, I made some deals, used my connections as best I could, and excited to say that we'll have all those games for you live and archived. The archive will be coming up as well, so you'll be able to watch those games. Say if you're out working out on a field or working a shift work, and you have to come back and watch that game 2 hours after it's live, you'll be able to do that as well. So it's going to be live. You can watch it and just like archived like normal, like all of our games. So we'll be able to bring you video for all of those regional contests, and excited for that. And I guess we should run through some first half stats. Bryce Hansen has 6 points, and Charles C. Rose has 2. Mandy Air leads the way with 7, but has 3 fouls in the first half. That's something to watch for Lyman in the third and fourth quarters. Hadley Gross with 2 points. Madison Harris with 2, and 4 by Hope Sinnott. On the Big Piney side, 6 points for Cassidy Espenscheid, 5 by Shelby Hatch, 4 from Zavia Sombrano, and Jacoby Hibbert with 1 point. Looks like they're having a cake auction or a pie auction down on the floor, so that's always fun. Pretty good auctioneer as well.
He is. My dad's an auctioneer part-time, and it's always fun to listen to someone who can actually auctioneer.
He just pointed at me. I really hope that me lifting my hand in the air didn't mean I just bit on a cake, but if I did.
It's a fresh apple pie. I'll take an apple pie for the road home.
If I did, then I guess we'll take it. But, Kate, how about you run us through the field goal breakdown between Lyman and Big Piney, turnovers. Give us a little comparison of how each team's looking.
Okay, we'll start off with Lyman. We'll start with field goal. They are 41% right now. When you break that down a little bit more, from 2, they're 29%. They haven't made a 3. They're 0% right now.
Hold on a second. You said they're 41% overall, but they're 29% from 2 and haven't made a 3?
Maybe. Did I miscalculate
That's
that?
not right.
That is not right. You know what?
They're
see
0 for 3 and 7 for 24.
Oh.
That makes them 7 for 27 overall.
I see what happened. All right, so that's not correct. We'll get back to that.
Hold on a second. I'll give that really quickly for you.
All right.
They're 7 divided by 27. They are 26% from the field.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. It's okay. You get the formulas. You rely on them, and then when they don't, say, I know how it works. It's what my teacher used to always say. You won't always have a calculator in our pocket, and then the iPhone came out.
All right, turnovers, we have 11. Rebounds, Lyman is sitting at 16. And then when you go down into Big Piney, they're sitting at 47% from 2. They're also at 0% from 3. From the line, they're sitting at 20%. And then turnovers, they have 11 turnovers. They have 8 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks.
Yeah, you mentioned they're 42% from the field in that first half. That's having some issues there, popping in and out. So you have them at 34%. I have them at 42. They're 0 for 2 from 3 and 8 of 17 from 2.
I realized what my computer did. They counted in the free throw percentage, so I have to take that out manually.
So overall, they're 42% from the field. That is a big split, and that's why this game's close right now. Big Piney has made 8 field goals. Lyman's made 7.
Yeah.
Lyman's taken way more shots. And Lyman's converted better from the free throw line. The free throws for Big Piney, no other way to put it, have just been simply poor.
Yeah.
2 free throw makes in, I believe, 9 attempts, 2 for 10 on attempts. And that will have to improve for Big Piney.
Yes.
But at the field, they can just keep on keeping on. And if they can continue to force the coverage issues defensively for Lyman, then this could be a game that will come down to. If Lyman can figure that out a little bit, can get a shot here to go here and there, then that could turn around. But I think Big Piney played very good defense in that first half to take away a lot of good shots for Lyman. We better take a break. We've got 90 seconds to go before the second half. 23-18 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman over Big Piney.
With MyLocalRadio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more. We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the two schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by MyLocalRadio.com. Stay connected.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
23-18 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Your quick Cross Valley check-in. 2:18 left in the third period, and Haley Stevens just hitting her little signature stop and pop in the painted area shot to make it 32-24. On the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. That game available on SVI Media too. So both games in the Bridger Valley covered on video today. No games as they were originally scheduled on Saturday. No games will be happening tomorrow. We were going to bring you Pinedale Lyman, but that's been rescheduled to next Friday when we'll be in Mountain View to bring you the conclusion of Mountain View season against Big Piney. Right out of the break, Mandy Ayer hits a 2-ball from about 8 feet out in the paint. Whistle blown and I think a step on the baseline out of bounds. I was trying to look over my laptop there, but I think that's what that happened there.
I don't think it could be anything else. There wasn't a foul or anything, so I would say you're right.
Back to Lyman. Mandy Ayer races to go grab the basketball to inbound. Finds Hadley Gross, catch and shoot. Whoa, way overshot that one. Rebounded out Paige Nielsen for Big Piney. Same starters for both sides in the half two it looks like. Cassidy Espenscheid out on the right wing. Picks up her dribble prematurely, 30 seconds into the third period, and hands off to Shelby Hatch. 25-18 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hatch down low looking for Hibbert, and a steal away. Hadley Gross came away with the steal. Sage Bradshaw up ahead to Rose. Layup is good. I love the way Charles C. runs and fills the lane and then converts on the free throws. And a quick steal away, lost dribble. Charles C. Rose immediately throws it back. So a steal for Rose and then a steal for Espenscheid. She rolls in, airballs a shot long from the right sideline. And it's 27-18, Lyman basketball once again. Mandy Ayer, a mid-ranger, throws it up, misses long. Rose gets the board over the back, goes down low, misses. And a rebound for Espenscheid. Cassidy taking it across. 6:43 left. She'll throw right side to Hatch. Shelby trapped. Tosses left side to Nielsen. One dribble. Sage Bradshaw playing tight on her. She gets it just away to Espenscheid. Holding on to the basketball. The BP jump middle of the circle. Espenscheid to the free throw line on a lofting pass. Then down low look to Hibbert. She hits the bottom of the backboard into the hands of Bryce Hansen. 1 minute, 40 seconds in. Ayer to Sage for a long two. Nothing but net. Sage with a shot about a half foot in front of the right wing three-point line. And a timeout taken. 29-18, timeout Big Piney, and an 11-point advantage has grown quickly for Lyman as they've righted the ship and found their shooting ways. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
29-18 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, and Big Piney and Lyman both exiting the huddles and out onto the court. I think we had a full time out there, I think, because we're still ticking down that time, and players were sitting down. An 11-point lead. Lyman had 7 field goals at the half, and now they've made 3 in quick fashion. And that's the difference right there. We said if they can right their shooting ways, then it'll
turn it around, and they've already upped their field goal percentage by 6 points in 2 minutes time, 1.5 minutes really, in that third quarter. Hatch drives in, no, that's Nielsen rather, shoots over Gross, may have been grazed on a block. A foul against Goodman. Puts her at the line. Charles C. Rose called for the foul. First quick foul for Lyman. Comes exactly 2 minutes into the third period. For Rose, that's her first. Mandier out on the court playing with 3 fouls. Bryce Hansen with 1, and I don't have Gross or Bradshaw with any fouls. But I might be off by 1 here or there. I don't recall Gross or Sage getting called anyways, though.
Don't recall that either. I think you're probably right.
Sombrano checks in for Nielsen. Goodman makes the first free throw, misses the second. Bryce Hansen on the board. 1 of 2 trip for Goodman, and a 3-ball up by Gross, banked in. What's this out of Hadley? Gross, she's taken long shots today. Makes a 3-ball there. Hibbert looks left side for Sombrano, overthrows it. Sage Bradshaw on the steal. Lyman basketball, but Bradshaw loses it to Espenscheid. She'll run, has a player to her left, takes the shot, misses. Goodman came down with the board, air fighting for it, and knocks it off of Hibbert, or Goodman rather, back to Lyman. Hadley Gross with the triple. She has 5 points in the game, and that was her first three-pointer of the year. She's now 20%, 1 of 5.
I was watching her play Lightning when they were all warming up, and she was hitting threes. I'm like, I don't know why that girl doesn't take threes in a game, and here she goes.
Well, that one, I don't know if she was going for the bank, but it worked out. Charles C. Rose on the baseline, out on the far right side, passes to the wing. Bradshaw dribbles past her defender, Zambrano. Pops one up, back, and miss. Hansen on the putback, no good, gets her own board, tries again, misses again. Saves the ball from going out of bounds, but into the hands of Hatch. Racing, and Mandier playing with 3 fouls, backs up on the defense. Layup missed. Mandy had the board, tied up with Hibbert. Jump ball called, will stay with Big Piney. 4:51 left in the third period. Hatch to inbound. 5 in, 5 out for Lyman. Madison Harris, Nicole Peden, Kendall Dickerson, Caroline Bradshaw, and Hope Sinnott all into the game. Inbound to Sombrano. She's at the top of the key. No one's guarding her. She rolls up to the free throw line, misses off to the right side. Sinnott chases down the 1-hop rebound. That was odd.
That was odd.
Baiting her to shoot. Madison Harris turns around, gives it off to Sinnott, then to the free throw line. Dickerson with the shot up. Good. 15-footer by Kendall Dickerson.
That was a nice shot by Kendall.
Confident as well. Didn't waste any time. Long 2 by Sombrano. She makes it. Missed short, but had some front spin, so it rolled over the front of the rim and down. Sombrano has 6 points in the game today, 34-21. 13-point lead. And a Madison Harris bounce pass is taken away, but not before a foul comes in. I think against Sombrano. Looks like it. We're rarely away from the scores table, but this year we haven't really had that too much. Today we are, though, so I think that was on Sombrano, and that is her second foul. Have to sometimes kind of look through the referee's back. Bradshaw open on the wing, takes a 3, misses short. And a good box out by Hibbert to keep Nicole Peden from trying to save it. 34-21 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Goodman to inbound, near sideline, throws it up to the middle. Across the timeline, Hibbert guarded by Bradshaw, and Caroline whistled for the block foul. 34-21.
Is that Caroline's third or fourth?
That's her second, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
It's her fourth.
It's her fourth. Wow. Well, there's the fouls that I missed. So Sage and Hadley, I don't think had fouls, but I was missing a couple, and those were Caroline's. She'll stay in. She's looking back to the bench. I think expected to come out, but let her play. 3:52 left, 13-point lead. Hibbert misses the first free throw. Makes the second. 3:51 left on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, 34-22. Caroline Bradshaw takes it across the timeline, and Hibbert fouls her. A block foul right back to Hibbert. Just foul number 2 of the half, though, for Big Piney. her third or fourth. It's her third. Nicole Peden, Madison Harris rather, inbounding to Peden, knocked out of bounds by Hibbert. Moves it to the sideline from the baseline on the inbound, and Caroline Bradshaw's wide open to grab the pass. Goes into Sinnott on the left wing. They'll skip it over right side, but a weak pass nearly taken away. Bradshaw came up and grabbed the deflection. Then she throws it away looking for Sinnott. Up ahead, Espenscheid against Caroline. She's playing straight up and down, doesn't want to foul out. Espenscheid goes off the glass, and it's good. Espenscheid works best when she can run in front of everyone. Hope Sinnott gets hammered by Shelby Hatch, and a foul. We have double mascots here, I just noticed, for Big Piney. There's the big mascot.
Oh, yeah.
You can see his head. And then over by the cheerleaders, there's a young man in the Shaps cowboy hat and the little leather chambray vest as well. Double mascots here in Big Piney. I love their mascot. You can also, there's a big one up on the side of the wall. There's I guess a bust. I don't know what you call a statue of the cowboy. Caroline Bradshaw hits a mid-ranger. As we welcome you back to action here, 36-24. Quickly up ahead, Hibbert turns around against Dickerson, misses. Goodman on the putback, fouled. Oh, maybe on Bradshaw. She's walking back to the bench. And I don't know if Caroline got to 10 minutes in the game, but I think she just picked up her 5th foul.
She's looking like that's on her.
It is on Caroline, and she exits the game with 2 points and a lot of defense today. Sometimes, though, as we mentioned with that freshman, just gets a little ahead of herself, but a lot of talent and athleticism for the young girl. And Shelby Hatch comes out and gives her a congratulations and says, good game. Some good sportsmanship shown there.
I love the way Shelby Hatch plays. Just watching her, she gets in the passing lanes. She can jump high. She can intercept those passes that are coming for Lyman players. She's just an all-around good player.
Yeah, and Shelby is she's gotten a couple of turnovers today, hasn't she? She's come up with a couple of steals, 2 steals.
I think she's sitting at 4. I think I miscontributed.
I was going to say I would probably put her at 4. 1 of 2 tripped by Riker Goodman. 36-25 and an 11-point game, but Big Piney trying to creep back in. Bryce Hansen, Mandy Ayers, Sage Bradshaw, Charles C. Rose, and Hadley Gross all checked in during that last break in action. Mandy Ayers to Sage Bradshaw at the top of the key, over to the right side on the wing, then to the baseline. Hadley Gross lofts it up to Ayers beyond the three-point line. She head fakes, throws it down low, looking for Gross, and just taken away and out of the air. A steal away for Hatch. That being Lena Hatch. Out to the left side, shot up and a little bit long by Lena. Sage Bradshaw comes away with the rebound. Threw it nearly past Bryce Hansen. She'll control it. Cross over to the left, then give it out to the left corner. Mandy Ayers has the basketball, tosses to Sage Bradshaw. Left open for 3 on the wing. Bounces it off the backboard. Rebounded by Hibbert. Up ahead, Espenscheid all alone. Bradshaw closing in quickly. Called for the foul. I think that's Sage's first.
We'll see shortly.
36-25 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Espenscheid, though, is headed to the free throw line. And team foul number 4 on Lyman. Is the first foul on Sage. First free throw just rolls forward and in. Makes it a 9-point day for Espenscheid. Coach's daughter had a chance to sit down with Brian Espenscheid before the game. Nice guy. The first time I talked to him, come back to Big Piney just to have a conversation with him again. 1 of 2 trip for Cassidy. Mandy Ayers takes the ball across the timeline. 10-point game. Out to the right side. Charles C. for a 3. Yes! Charles C. Rose gets her first 3 ball of the game. 7 points for her. Hatch on the run. Bounce pass a little wildly up ahead to Lena, but a foul comes in from behind. 2 shots for Lena Hatch. Well, Shelby Hatch at the free throw line today, just 1 of 7. Lena Hatch, she'll go to the line for the first time today.
I already had her at the line, but maybe.
Well, I had Riker Goodman, 2 of 4. Jacoby Hibbert, 2 of 4, and then 1 of 7. Whatever that means. Lena Hatch with her first free throw in.
Maybe I miscontributed that. No, because Shelby's sitting at, all right.
39-27 after Hatch makes her first. Was she 0 of 2 or 1 of something? Or
she was 1. I think it was a 1-and-1 in the first half, and she missed.
Oh, missed? Okay. Well, lane entry on the second free throw against Lyman puts Big Piney back at the line for Hatch to shoot 1 more. Shot number 3 is up and misses as well. 12-point lead for Lyman. 39-27 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Out to the left corner, Mandy Air stops and tries a 3-ball, misses it. Goes off the hands of Sage. She tries to chase down her own board, boots it out of bounds. 1:35 left in the third period. Riker Goodman with the inbound. Nearly taken away by Gross. Shelby Hatch has the ball stolen away by Gross. She's down on one knee. Shelby takes it back away. Then Mandy Ayers steals the ball out of the air and pass intended for Hibbert. 4 turnovers in about 30 seconds. Sage Bradshaw with the basketball in the right wing, drives in, kicks it out of bounds, but a foul precedes that. Foul, I think, on number 30, Lena Hatch. No, 20 maybe? No, Sombrano's just coming in. So it is on number 30 there, Hatch. Her first. 4th puncher's foul. Charles C. Rose throws it up high, but a timeout taken by Lyman just before that. 12-point lead for Lyman on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board with 1 minute, 18 seconds left in the third period. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we know our members by name and we love working with them face-to-face. But did you know that members can also handle almost all banking online? Everything from managing your accounts and paying bills to applying for all types of loans. It's simple and we're happy to help you get started. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Back to action here late in the third period. Big Piney basketball throw ahead to Hibbert. She collects it in the left block, rolls out to the corner, and underhand rolls it to Hatch. 39-27 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman on top by 12. Sombrano drives into the free throw line, misses. Espenshide on the putback is good. Espenshide into double digits today, 11 points, 1 minute. And actually down to 47 seconds to go. Hatch close to a steal, but she stepped out of bounds. 45.1 in the third period left. 39-29 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Bryce Hansen was to inbound. Instead, she's out of the game. Hope Sinnott to inbound. She's joined by Bradshaw, that means Sage, Mandy Air, Nicole Peden, and Madison Harris. Free throw line pass from Peden out to Harris on the right corner. 38 seconds left. Swing around to the left corner. Air fakes pass into the post. Gives up top to Sage. Rolls in with her left hand and drives in, shoots it, makes it, but the shot is waved off as a foul came before. Foul on Zavia Sombrano. Her third. Inbound for Lyman. That's up to 5 fouls for Big Piney. Even foul count, 5-5 for Big Piney and Lyman in half number 2. Sinnott past Bradshaw, but the pass was knocked out of bounds by Shelby Hatch. 25.7 seconds left. Game tightening up a little bit in Pinedale. It's 41-37 with, I think, 3:18 left in the fourth period. They don't put a period sign. They don't let you know what period it is on that SVI. I guess that one left them, and they don't have a spot for it. So I think it's in the fourth period. Out to the right side, Nicole Peden up top. Sage Bradshaw drives in from the key into the lane. Floating shot is good.
That was pretty by Sage Bradshaw.
4 points in the quarter for Sage, and up ahead, Hibbert is tied up with Sinnott, and no chance for a final second shot. The quarter ends 39-29 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman on top of Big Piney by 10. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
An infected tooth can cause discomfort and serious harm to your health. At Wyoming Dental Specialties, endodontist Dr. Leslie Walker understands the complexities removing infected tissues from inside the tooth, which is one reason why you can trust him to provide endodontic treatment and root canal therapy. With a skilled staff and state-of-the-art technology in our office, we help save your smile and improve your overall dental health. Call today to schedule your appointment, 307-789-5608.
Yeah, they got 41 on the board, so 2 points came on. You said Sage Bradshaw's points were a little delayed in getting up there, and they talked about it over the break. So 41-29 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board as we begin the fourth period. That means I'll need to make up my 2 points somewhere. I'm sure you have them then if you were missing those. And Lyman started with the ball, but it went out of bounds, and a turnover again. There's just been so many turnovers in this contest between the two teams. We've got 19 for Lyman.
21 for Lyman.
21 for Lyman.
Now 22.
And 41-29 nonetheless. They're in charge of this game. Sombrano to the free throw line. Jump stop. Gives it back to Hibbert. Just the first possession for Big Piney of the final quarter. Needing to come up and find a way to get over a 12-point disadvantage. Hibbert on the right wing. Lyman's looking good so far to go to 4-0 in the conference season. Elbow shot missed by Sombrano. Rebound Hibbert over the back shot. No good. Madison Harris had the board, knocked out by Hibbert, but it goes off of Harris's knee is the ruling. 7:22 left in the fourth period.
Foul was called on Lyman, number 21, Madison Harris, for third.
Madison Harris called for a foul apparently on that play.
Huh.
And it's her third, sixth team foul for Lyman. Inbound shot missed at the free throw line, but Peden ran into Sombrano as she was coming down in the jump shot. That's an easy call all day long. It's also team foul number 7. Was already in the process of shooting, so it's 2 free throws.
You got to hate that if you're a player. You don't mean to. You're not intentionally trying to foul. You just lose track of where you're at compared to the player, and you just knock them.
First free throw is in. A shot by Sombrano.
Is that foul for Peden going to come up on the board?
I'm not sure if it will. It's been counted on the board for the team fouls.
Yeah.
Second shot, no good, and Peden comes away with the board. Up ahead, Sage Bradshaw on the run, out to the left side. Mid-ranger tried by Harris. It's airballed, and Peden tosses it up in the air, just caught by Sinnott. Stays in possession of Lyman. Sage Bradshaw back to Mandy Air, and what a great play there. Peden just tossed it up in the air, and it stayed just inbounds on a ball Shirley headed out. Sage drives in, looks up, floating shot a little bit long, tries to get her own board. Madison Harris comes away with it, uses it at the glass, but it goes off to the left. Picked up on the rebound there. It's Nielsen. Gives off to Shelby Hatch. She's running with it on the left hand. Sombrano dribbles to the free throw line, goes right elbow on a pass over to Nielsen. Turn around, shot up at the free throw stripe, missed. That was Josie Banks' first entrance into the game today, and she's 0 for 1. Peden is fouled. No, travel called. Looked like Hibbert got a hold of her as she was trying to pass it away, but the travel came in before that. 41-30. Big Piney in the game is shooting 34% compared to 33% for Lyman. They jumped that percentage up 6 points in the first minute of the third period from 26 to 32, and it's kind of steadied ever since then. Cassidy Espenscheid into the game and inbounding for Big Piney. Throws up high. And just into the hands of Sombrano. Dickerson may have had a chance, a play at that ball. She had seen where it was coming in. Josie Banks with the basketball at the top of the key. Over to the right wing. Sombrano has it. 6:20 left in the fourth period. Free throw line, then a throwback. Gives it to Nielsen. Turnaround Banks. She'll hand off to Hibbert. Looking high-low. Bryce Hansen jumps that route. Has Charles C. Rose running up ahead of her. Looks to Rose on the left side. Shot is good. Assist by Hansen, and Charles C. continues to be that reliable lane filler in the fast break. 43-30 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Banks looks for a screen and roll. They go opposite of that roll. It looked like it would have been wide open for Nielsen there. Hibbert goes down, clutches her knee at first, but gets up all right. Block foul comes in against Lyman, and I think it's on Hadley Gross. No, it is on Hadley. It's her second. Take a quick look, if we can, at the scoreboard here momentarily for Mountain View, and they're taking on Pinedale. The free throw is good by Hibbert. Makes the score 43-31 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hibbert's, I have her 3 of 5 from the free throw line today. 47-37, 48 seconds left. Again, we believe it's in the fourth quarter because they've been ahead of us throughout this game. So a 10-point lead. Looks like Mountain View is en route to pick up their third conference win of the season on the girls' side. That boys' game coming up next. Pinedale winless in the conference season. Mountain View 3-0.
You would suspect that Mountain View would win that next game, but you're not entirely sure.
You can't make any assumptions in these last 7 days, but a win here. And do we have a technical foul here, perhaps? Or maybe a, it could be an intentional as well. 1-1. Maybe I don't see anyone. May have been as simple as Ryan Thomas just checked in. Maybe they didn't have her in the scorebook.
Oh, maybe. I could be up.
We're too far away to be sure.
Yeah.
But it's 43-32 after that extra free throw where everyone moved behind the timeline. Went in. So Hibbert makes another one. 43-33. And she's, is that 3 for her? Or is that her third?
Let's see. I have her
rebound by
5
Dickerson.
Of 6 right now.
Well, she hasn't made that. She's not that good. She missed a few before that. I had her make, she already missed 2. Charles C. Rose gets a 2. She was 3 of 5, and then I had her shoot 2 more and make 2 of those, and then shoot a 4th one and miss that. Shelby Hatch has the shot waved off, but is fouled by Bryce Hansen.
That foul was called on number 12, Bryce Hansen.
Hansen's second.
I thought that would have been in the act of shooting.
Well, it didn't get the continuation as Hansen got called for the block and then an extra step taken by Hatch. Double bonus time, so 2 shots nonetheless. And Hatch hits on the first.
She's now sitting at 25% on the day.
And yeah, that was, okay, so 3 free throws made by Hibbert as all of the points for Big Piney in this second half. Now another make have been from the free throw line. They're delayed on getting that point up there, though. Or no, never mind, they did get it up. 45-35. Quick shot by Kendall Dickerson missed, and Espenscheid comes away with it. Big Piney with 5 points in the quarter from the free throw line, make it 6 points in the quarter from the stripe already. Closing this gap a little bit closer, still at double digits with the basketball. 5:04 left in the final period. Josie Banks at the top of the key, then to the left side. Over to the wing. It's Hatch. She beats her defender. Left Rose in the dust. Goes up, just misses, and Bryce Hansen with the rebound. Hansen tosses up ahead as Ryan Thomas looking for Rose. Catch off the glass and automatic. Charles C. 6 points in the quarter. All of her points coming in the second, third, and fourth quarter. She got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 in the game. 47-35 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 12-point lead. Hatch, a little give and go, makes the shot and 1. Rose called for the foul.
Hatch has gone to that move the last 3 times, and she finally got the shot and the continuation to go to the line.
She's been looking to get down low. They've also tried to run a little screen and roll for her. The passes have gone away from her, but there's been times she's been wide open and maybe even unguarded in the post. A timeout taken by Big Piney. It's 47-37, 4:29 left in the fourth period on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. In addition to our cleanup and restoration services, we also offer new construction and remodeling. We can help with a newer kitchen, bathroom, a garage, deck, or a new addition to your home. We provide accurate, itemized estimates with no hidden fees or extra charges, and we complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Call us today at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
Back half of a double bonus. Shelby Hatch at the free throw line for Big Piney. Lyman up by 10. Shot missed short. Rebound by Kendall Dickerson. She'll throw it up ahead to Bryce Hanson across the timeline. Trapped. Gives it to Rose at the center of the court. Right wing, Ryan Thomas with the basketball. Tosses to the free throw line. Dickerson out to the corner. Gross tries a three. Number 2 of the year is in. 2 of 6 on the season. All 2 of those attempts that have gone in tonight. 50-37. And Hadley Gross is the only person other than Charlesy to hit a three-pointer in today's game for either side. 50-37.
And she just got a steal.
And a steal there as well.
I have that as her 3rd steal of the day.
And 5 in, 5 out. A wide rotation today for Coach Hanson and up by 13. This game's been close at times, but I think he's felt all right with the level of control they have had, but felt confident to give a lot of girls some different times in a conference atmosphere. Looks like the girls' game just went final, and I don't have a final score for that one, but the Mountain View girls did come away victorious in that game, so they'll move to 3-1. And Pinedale, I think, drops to 1-3. Lost to Lyman, lost to Mountain View twice now, and beat Big Piney. Yep, 1-3 indeed. Lyman basketball, Peden with it at the top of the key, right wing. Sage goes to the elbow. Free throw line pass to Air. 2 defenders on her. Bounce pass outside. Sinnott tries one from range. Misses short. Grabs her own board. Off of one hop. 3:30 left in the 4th period. Madison Harris loses control but is fouled. Riker Goodman looks like was called for the foul. A couple girls in the area though. It was on 10, Jacoby Hibbert.
That's her 4th.
Yes, it is. 3:26 left. 13-point lead for Lyman. Shot up, missed off to the right by Harris. Madison is on the scoreboard today. She hit a field goal back in the first half. Espenscheid bumped by Sinnott. Big Piney basketball. Steps through, nice post moves, but just misses. Hibbert on the rebound. Look out to the left wing. Josie Bakes fakes a 3. Gives it to Hatch. Drives past Air. Tries the reverse layup again. Misses. Riker Goodman over the back foul against Hope Sinnott. Back to Lyman basketball. And free throws as well on the 4th foul by Riker. Hope Sinnott at the free throw line.
50% on the day.
2 of 4. 4 points for Hope. 3:04 left in the game. Boys coming up after this contest. Lyman 0 for 2 in tries against Big Piney on the season as Sinnott hits her first. Lost the first game the opening night of the season back on, I think it was December 12th. And that was a 2-point game. Lost by 10, 71-61 in the first conference meeting a few weeks ago. Sinnott 2 of 2 from the stripe on that trip. 52-37 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. A 15-point lead for Lyman. Lyman still not out of Mountain View still not out of number 1 consideration for that seeding, but they're going to have to beat Lyman the next time out on the court, and then it would go down to tiebreakers. And I'd have to go and look to see if Lyman or Mountain View has any tiebreakers on any of those games head-to-head. I think it's pretty much even as far as that goes. They both tied against common opponents, losing to Lander that I can think of off the top of my head. We'd have to go back and look on that and see every conference has different tiebreakers. Espenscheid hits the top of the key 3. That's the first long-range shot for Big Piney today, 52-40.
At 4A, they all have to play their inter-region matchups of the Northwest and Southwest, and those will serve as the first tiebreakers. That's not the case in Lyman. Runner shot in by Nicole Peden. So that makes I'd have to go back and look at the tiebreakers there as Peden gets a foul. Puts Big Piney back at the line. It's Shelby Hatch headed that way.
Lyman foul called on number 10, Nicole Peden, her second.
54-40.
Shelby Hatch to the free throw line to shoot
2:17 left. Hatch takes a couple of dribbles. First shot at the stripe, off to the left. Hatch is 2 of 3 in the quarter from the stripe after going 1 of 7 in the first half. Full timeout taken by Big Piney. We will take it with them on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
We hope you're enjoying this mylocalradio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Dr. McKay Frankham, quality dental care at affordable prices. Westar Printing in Evanston. No matter what you want printed, Westar is where you want it done. Reese Auto Service. From lawnmowers and snowblowers to cars, trucks, and semis, Reese Auto Service in Lyman does it all. Trona Valley Credit Union, member NCUA. Wyoming Dental Specialties. Make an appointment with specialist Dr. Vuig or Stosich by calling the Evanston office at Bear River Dental. Plains Tire in Evanston, Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Hatch missed the free throw out of the timeout break, and Big Piney ends up with the basketball back on a ball that kind of went loose and popped out of bounds.
Well, Hibbert originally got it, and then Lyman tried to steal it away. And
it's kind of how the game's gone today. One player had it, and then they didn't, and then it landed out of bounds, and maybe it changed hands 3 or 4 times in that process. Hatch to Riker, and Goodman gives it left side to Banks. Sage Bradshaw, does she have any steals today? I don't really have her with any. She may have been credited with 1 or 2 in some of those passing lanes, but she's been playing tight on the ball defense, but hasn't had the same opportunities.
No, I have her with 2 on the day, but it's nothing too. It's not her usual.
Not her usual day, but she's been playing tight defense.
Yes, she has.
She's been in and a part, and the reason for some of them is, or part of the reason for some, just hasn't had that individual stat number. 54-42 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Throw up to Madison Harris. She'll stop and throw it up from about 7 feet away, misses. Hibbert had the board. Airplane with 3 fouls and trying to poke out the ball from behind. Just knocked out and will stay in possession of Big Piney. 5 in, 5 out again for Lyman.
It's Lyman's ball.
And Hadley Gross, Bryce Hansen, Ryan Thomas, Kendall Dickerson, and Charles C. Rose with the basket with the ball in for Lyman. Pass knocked out of bounds for Hibbert. Stays with Lyman, far sideline inbound. Thomas gives it to Hansen. Backdoor cut, Hansen to Rose, and the shot is good. Charles C. The backdoor cut, first time they've ran that play today to success on the offensive side. And on the other way, it's Jacoby with 2 more on the board. So Espen Scheid scored the last field goal. And Hibbert gets this one, 56-44, under a minute to play though. Dickerson shoots one up on the runner from 13 feet. Thomas on the board for Lyman. Charles C. Rose with the basketball, almost does the splits, getting it out to Hansen. She's fouled and makes the 3-ball. First of the day, and a 4-point play opportunity upcoming.
Her sister right next to us was screaming and yelling. She was excited for her sister.
Well, it's 6, now it's 6 less 3-pointers than Bryce had last time they played this game. But she'll take it. It's
been a quieter day offensively at 9 points now. One free throw would put her at double digits. 59-44 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board.
That was the 5th personal foul on Hibbert.
And that fouls out Jacoby Hibbert. I have her finishing, and she got a few free throws in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Is that right? Or was that Hatch? I have her with 7 points tentatively on that. But anyways, 59-44. Hansen misses the free throw. Shot up on the putback. It's Riker Goodman. 59-48 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 24 seconds left. Thomas can't grab the passes from Dickerson. Back to Big Piney. Did I miss something? It should be 48, shouldn't it? For Big Piney, wasn't it already at 46?
I don't know. I have it at 46 right now.
Well, either way. Scoreboard's been a little slow here and there, so then sometimes I forget where they were at. Hatch is fouled by Thomas. 13.7 seconds left.
Lyman foul called on number 2, Ryan.
First foul on Ryan. 13.7 seconds left. Lyman on its way to a 4-0 start in conference. They will play Pinedale next Friday. The day before that, Mountain View Lyman at Lyman. So they get the home contest 13 days actually, after the first one takes place. First and second free throws good. And Nielsen puts 2 more on the board. 59-48 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Charles C. Rose out to Ryan Thomas on the corner. 6 seconds left. And rolls out of bounds. Back to Big Piney. Boys game coming up next. Cassidy Espenscheid with the basketball. Hard-fought game for Big Piney as they lose the basketball. A steal by Hadley Gross. Dickerson puts up a half-quarter at the buzzer. Up 11, 59-48 the final on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman advances on to 4-0 on the conference season and pushes their overall record 1 game above 500 to 11-10. This loss number 14 of the year for Big Piney, and they drop to 0-4 in the conference standings. We'll take a break. Give out the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game when we return on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
See the boys warming up now. 59-48 the final on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney falls to 0-4 in the conference season. Lyman up to 4-0. 9 points from Bryce Hansen. Charles C. Rose, I think, leads the way. 10, 12, 14, 16. Let's see. She had 2 points at the half. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I wrote 15. That should be the game high. Mandy Air finishes with 9 points as well to match Hansen. 4 points from Sage Bradshaw. And then 8 points from Hadley Gross. Madison Harris has 2, as does Nicole Peden. Caroline Bradshaw fouls out in the third quarter with 2 points. And Hope Sinnott off the bench, 6 points in the game. Kendall Dickerson had 2. Cassidy Espenscheid leads the way for Big Piney in all scores, actually with 16. 9 from Shelby Hatch, 7 by Jacoby Hibbert, 7 from Zavia Sombrano, 4 for Riker Goodman, and 2 from Paige Nielsen. 1 by Lena Hatch. Time for the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game. Kate, what do you got?
I'm going to have to say Hadley Gross. She hit 2 threes in the game. She hit the first one to get everybody started, and then she hit another one. She had 4 steals in the game as well. I'm going to have to go with Hadley.
Works for me. That sounds like a plan. Hadley Gross, the recipient of the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game, 9 minutes before the boys start. So let's jump into our pregame. Brought to you by Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction. On the boys' side, let's hear from the Big Piney head coach.
Nate Strong with me, head coach for the Big Piney Punchers. First time I'm covering you this year as we get down to the end of the conference season. You played Lyman twice already this season. The first one was pretty close. Second one, high-scoring affair that you ended up getting by 10. As you get down to the final few conference games of the season, though, how do you feel about your team and where you're at?
Oh, I think we just got a good group of boys. You know, they're one of the better groups we've had, probably here in Big Piney. And obviously, we're quite a bit smaller school than everybody else in 3A. But it's just a good group of boys, which is pretty unique to have in a school of this size where we got 9 or 10 kids that are all, you know, good basketball players. We're just good kids, too. So it's, you know, we feel good about the group that we have, win or lose. You know, we've always, you know, this year the kids have played hard and had a good attitude, which are the two things that, you know, we can really control most of the time. So we've been really pleased with that.
You've had 3 players average double figures in points for you throughout this season, and I've seen a couple of scores, mostly against Lyman, and you put up a lot of points at some points in this season, so it looks like your team can definitely get up and down the floor.
Yeah, I think you know, we try to be balanced, but I think this year, like I said, we have quite a few kids that are just more fundamentally sound basketball-wise, which helps. It's not just one kid or 2 kids, but I think we've got, you know, 8 or 9 kids that we can put on the floor that are all solid basketball players. So even though maybe 3 kids are in double figures, a lot of that's a contributing factor from everybody being able to dribble, pass, and shoot, I think. Where some years in the past we have 1 or 2 kids, you know, in a school that's small that are really, really good basketball players, and the other kids are just filling in gaps. So like just the balance has helped us out a lot.
2 things that stick out to me as I look at your team by the numbers is, number 1, your turnover margin, and it's not that high. It's a pretty good turnover, sitting at about 15 and about even on your turnovers given up to your turnovers taken away. And then number 2, your 3-point shooting. How do you feel about both of those categories as I point them out to you?
I'd say turnovers, you know, that's kind of been a goal. We have kind of 3 goals that we try to look at after every game, and one of them is to keep it below 15 turnovers. One of them is try to out-rebound our opponent. Another one would be make more free throws than our opponent. So that's kind of one of our goals for every game we play. I'd say the 3-point shot, we talk a lot about that. I mean, you can look statistically. I mean, the game's kind of changed at all levels a little bit, and the 3-point shot's more relevant. But there also gets to be sometimes we get out of balance. I think when you shoot too many, and then your percentage tends to drop. So having a good, again, balance where you're playing inside and outside makes that 3-point percentage quite a bit higher typically than if all you're doing is living at the 3-point line. So just having good balance on offense allows that 3-point percentage to be where it should be, which is the kids have been doing a pretty good job so far this year.
You're going to have to finish out the season, of course, and then go into regionals, but seeding and how this last week of the year goes could play a lot because the team wants a higher seed, especially with how strong the West has been this year on boys' side. A 2 seed, maybe a 1 seed if you get a little bit lucky in the head-to-heads there and who beats who and all that. That could mean a lot and go a long ways toward going and getting a favorable seeding to get into state against, like I said, a very strong West.
Yeah, you know, I think our biggest thing is just trying to finish the year out playing the right way, playing hard, playing together. You know, win, lose, or draw. You know, that stuff carries over to the regional tournament. And every year, 3A, 2A, 1A, there's always some stuff at the regional tournament that, you know, just the 4 seed beats the 1 seed or the 3 beats the 2. So, I mean, yeah, seeding is important, but I don't think you can overlook just, you know, going in playing the right way, trying to peak at the right time. So that's always been our focus, is just to continue to play the right way, and the cards kind of fall where they will, I guess. And you just kind of got to be ready to play every single day. You know, no game's more important than the next. So we got to just focus on Lyman right now. Worry about the regional tournament in 2 weeks.
All right, Coach Strong, thank you so much for your time.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Now let's take a look at the standings as we give you our Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness first look in the abbreviated Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. Well, as we heard from Coach Strong, the Big Piney Punchers really are shooting stars. Big Piney is the most efficient team in 3A. They shoot over 40% from distance. That's number 1 in the state. And they shoot a combined 49% from the floor. That's also number 1. Their high three-point percentage comes from discipline as well, as only Wheatland averages few three-pointers put up per game. Wheatland averages 28.2 per game. Big Piney, 28.4. And yeah, that's how basketball is. That's second to last in the 3A. That's how basketball has changed in the last 20 years. Despite being 15th in three-point shot attempts per game, Big Piney is second in 3A in three-point makes per game. Lyman is the only team ahead of them at 7.1. Big Piney at 6. Ari Espenscheid and Brian Pluitt are leading the usual suspects to drain them from outside, and both shoot over 40% from long. But don't forget about Hadley Sims down low, who he also has range. He shoots 57% from 3 in limited attempts and is the leading shot blocker and rebounder in the Western Conference. Lyman can hit too, but what to make of today's team is the question. Lyman lost by 17 points to Mountain View last Friday, but the biggest loss for the Eagles came in the third quarter as Andrew Housekeeper hit his head hard on the gym floor, taking a charge, and was forced to leave the contest. His status for the rest of the season is kind of day-to-day. It's unknown. I talked to him earlier. He says, I'm out for this week, hopefully being back next week. We assume he'll return at some point. We just don't know exactly when and how long before that concussion protocol is cleared. Without Housekeeper, Lyman loses its senior leader, a point guard. They lose three-point shooting, defense, and rebounding. The Eagles just aren't the same team without him, so in closing out the back half of the conference season with 3 games in the next 7 days, Lyman needs some guys to step up and fill some of those roles to make up for what Housekeeper provided that will not be available. Big Piney took the first 2 meetings, and this is the 3rd time those boys have played each other. They've been relatively close both times. How, though, does Lyman respond tonight with adversity facing them, and also, as we take a look at those standings, needing this win to avoid pretty much being stuck in that 3rd seed in a likely matchup against either Warland or Lander in the first round of regionals. As we can see, those Western standings, Mountain View at top, 3-0, Big Piney 2-1, Lyman 1-2, and Pinedale to 0-3. The top 5 rankings brought to you by wildpreps.com. Warland, the number 1, unanimous. Lander at number 2, Wheatland number 3, Mountain View 4, and Buffalo jumps in to the 5th spot this week. Now let's continue the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show by hearing from Kevin Lewick, head coach of the Lyman Eagles.
Coach Lewick with me, 71-61. I didn't see the game, but I know there was a lot of offense in that loss yesterday to Pinedale. With me, of course, we're last in action with you in that Mountain View Lyman game. Close throughout the first half, and then the second half kind of turned away from you. Of course, that was a loss, but then you lost your point guard in the process too for a little bit. Andrew, can you tell me how he's doing?
You know, he's day by day right now. He's going through the concussion protocol. He's meeting with the chiropractor, kind of working a little bit, and each day he just seems to be getting better.
Well, that obviously changes up a little bit how you do things. How do you come out today? What's your rotation look like today? And any changes?
Well, we'll start McCoy Smith, to replace Andrew. We'll probably go a little deeper into our bench, and we'll just kind of next man up type of mentality where some of those kids are going to have an opportunity now.
Well, with Andrew, of course, he plays point guard, but he also does a lot of rebounding for you and a lot of defense. What are you looking for to kind of round that out as you go up against a very big, tough Big Piney team?
I think the last time we played them, they out-rebounded us by 19 rebounds, which is very significant. And so we have got to just make a concerted effort to go to the boards, and that means even long rebounds with some of our smaller guards.
Big Piney has shot the second fewest three-point attempts per game in 3A and made the second most. They're very efficient. They shoot 40% from distance. You played them twice already. How has that played out in your 2 previous meetings with them?
Well, it makes things difficult because, I mean, they're big. So if you constrict, like a balloon, and all of a sudden you shrink, then you're leaving their kids kind of standing out on the arc wide open to be able to knock things down. And then if they get you stretched out, then they're going to take advantage of their size on the block. And so, we're going to mix things up to try to kind of get them off balance a little bit today. We'll probably play a little box on one, diamond on one. I mean, we might even play triangle on two just to see if we can buy 6 or 8 points.
Well, as you look at that, they've got 3 guys in double digits, but if you're talking about that, who are the guys you're really trying to focus in on today?
Well, the Pluid kid is very good, and then they have maybe like an Anye kid who shoots the 3 well, and then their big kid, the Sims kid. I mean, so those 3 were primarily, the thing is you can't be primarily just concerned about them because the other 2 are pretty good too. So,
final 3 games and you play them all in 7 days. How do you feel about that at this point in the season? Not too much practice, just going out and playing.
At this point, especially when it comes to practice, you want to kind of be in and out of the gym. You want to just be sharp and short. Even at the college and NBA level, they're not in the gym for 2 hours at this point in the season.
So you're fine just rolling the ball out and playing?
Well, no, I'm not okay with that. I'm a little bit anal that way. And so there are some things that we need to, some things have worked, some things haven't worked, and it's time to kind of, come up with our final package.
All right, Coach Luke, thank you.
Thank you.
That will do it for the shorter of the 2 Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame shows. And also appreciate Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness for giving us that first look. Again, this is the 3rd meeting between for Lyman and Big Piney on the season. First time they met was first night of the season, back in December 12th. That was a 2-point differential in the end in that game. And the last time they played 71-61. The final in that contest. Big Piney getting the best of them. And we mentioned all of the points that Big Piney's put up this year is coming so efficiently, and the 3 scorers in double digits for them, led by Brian Pluid at 17.6 points per game. Hadley Sims at 14.5. He also averages 9.5 rebounds and one block per game. Those 2 latter stats lead the way in the conference. And then another player in double digits, Ari Espenscheid at 9.8, or just a shy. He just went down from the last week. He was in double digits, now at 9.8, but essentially there. Starting lineup is brought to you by Black's Fork Timber for Lyman. At center, jumping in the circle is Preston Brewer. And no jump for Big Piney to try and go against it, so it's just one by Lyman. McCoy Smith in the starting lineup today with, not Austin, it's Andrew Housekeeper out of the game with the concussion. He is starting in him, so a freshman alongside his junior brother, Carter Smith. Jet Dickerson at the off-guard position, playing probably more point today, and Alex Bradshaw getting the first points of the game for Lyman. Rounds out the starters for the Lyman Eagles. A little turnaround baseline jumper by Alex Bradshaw, who was held scoreless last week in the game against Mountain View. For Big Piney, Ari Espenscheid, Colby Bradley, Tegan Elliott, Brian Pluid, and Hadley Sims, the starters for Big Piney. Out to the left side, Ari Espenscheid tries a 3, misses it. Rebound chased down by Bradley. He stepped out of bounds on the sideline, though, so the basketball back to Lyman. Lyman in the blue jerseys, white numerals, and Big Piney, the home team, in the white jerseys, red numerals. Lyman moving from left to right here in the first half, and this first half brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. Again, those starting lineups brought to you by Black's Fork Timber, located in Mountain View. Bounce pass from McCoy Smith to Carter Smith, then to the top of the key. Head fake by Preston Brewer. He drives in against Sims, misses. McCoy comes down with the rebound. 3-ball tried by Carter, and nothing but net. Carter Smith with the first 3-ball of the game for Lyman. 5-0 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. And we mentioned the adversity, playing without their point guard and already losing twice on the season to Big Piney. How does Lyman come out and respond? So far, pretty well. A foul in the lane. Hadley Sims gets hit from behind by Preston Brewer. First foul of either side. We mentioned the first quarter brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. 780-3280, the number to call 24/7 if you need a tow. That's Glade Erickson's cell phone number, and he'll pick you up if your lift lets you down. Loose ball and knocked out into the hands of Preston Brewer. Moving from left to right, Jet Dickerson quickly fires to the right wing. McCoy Smith with the basketball, takes a screen left from Brewer, goes up left side, catches Sims in the air, and he's to the free throw stripe. Lyman trying, already holding a shutout 1.5 minutes into the game, trying to go up 7-0 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board.
I like the way Lyman's playing right now. they've lost twice. They weren't playing the best that they could, but now you're getting into February basketball, and they've really upped what they're doing. They're playing aggressive. They're driving to the basket and making smart shots.
You mentioned that Lyman's lost, I think, their last 4 contests even as they come into this game. Mountain View, Manila, Lander, and Wyoming Indian. Yeah, losers of 4 straight after a 22-point victory over Kemmer in their 5th most recent game. 5-0 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman on top after McCoy Smith misses both of his free throws. Right side then to the elbow. Drop step. Hadley Sims puts it in with one hand. Sims with the first bucket of the game for Big Piney. They trail by 3. Jet Dickerson playing a lot more point guard today, as he did when Andrew Housekeeper went out with that concussion. On the right wing, McCoy has the basketball for Lyman. Puts the rock on the ground. Screen pulled off by Jet Dickerson, so McCoy goes to the left wing, hands off to Carter Smith. Then a handoff at the top of the key to Preston. No look pass to the right sideline. McCoy gets hit a little bit by Tegan Elliott. Holds on to the ball. Alex Bradshaw drives in. Ball knocked out of his hands by Colby Bradley, and a steal for Bradley and Big Piney. Big Piney moving from right to left. Out to the right side. Ari Espenscheid is hit by Bradshaw, or no, it's against number 21, Carter Smith, called for the foul. Leads to a baseline inbound. Tegan Elliott triggering it in for Big Piney. Throws in long and into the hands of Brian Blewett out to the left corner. Elliott head fakes, gives it back to Hadley Sims at the free throw line. Dickerson comes out to guard him. Throw to the left corner. Tegan Elliott with Big Piney basketball. Throws from the corner to the left wing to the top of the key. Stab in by Bradley, then over to the right side. Blewett has the basketball, tightly guarded by Smith. Free throw line pass just collected by Elliott, and a foul in the air as he turns around and shoots. It's on the ground, though. Foul on number 2, McCoy Smith. Carter Smith picked up a foul. McCoy Smith picked up one as well on this last possession for Lyman. Turnaround shot, Blewett throws it up in the air, off the glass, no good, but a missed ball. We give that to Hadley Sims. It looked like it was Preston Brewer who knocked that ball in, but it's the closest offensive player to get credit for that shot. So Sims with 4 points in the game. 5-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman up. Preston Brewer, free throw line, fires out to the right side. McCoy Smith then back to Jet Dickerson. Deep 3 taken on the wing, misses. Brewer trying to collect the board. He averages 6.5 per game, and he gets his first. Turnaround shot high off the glass, just missed. And Hadley Sims, he probably has like 4 or 5 inches at least on Preston Brewer. Grabs that rebound down. That's going to be a tough matchup for Brewer. He had a tough one last week against the Mountain View Bigs. Throw out to right side, and a baseline step out of bounds, I think. Oh, maybe not. Maybe a foul. It's a foul off the ball on Carter Smith of Lyman, and it's number 2 on Carter. 4 fouls already for Lyman. They lead 5-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, but Smith has to come out, as does McCoy Smith, and into the game Ashton Housekeeper and Braxton Bradshaw. Tegan Elliott to inbound to Hadley Sims, right corner 3, miss. Sims shoots 57% in limited attempts on the year. That was the rebound in and just out of the hands, close there on the putback attempt by Caden Raza. 5-4, Lyman basketball leading on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Jet Dickerson has the basketball in the left wing, skips it to the right side. Bradshaw open for 3, it's up and in. Well, Alex Bradshaw did not see a whole lot of open space last week. He's gotten 2 open shots and 2 makes so far.
I wondered how he would come into this game, if he would be able to improve his shot, be able to get anything up, or if he was just going to kind of be dead again. But he's come in, and he so far has 5 points.
Hadley Sims gets a little lay-in the paint. He's got 6 points, and that's Big Piney's entire offense so far. 3:30 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. And Lyman on top, 8-6. Alex Bradshaw at the top of the key. Has the ball stabbed at by Bradley. Bradshaw, that being Braxton, takes the handoff. He's guarded by Elliott, gives it left wing to Brewer. Fake, and then throw to the top. Swing around to the right wing. Braxton Bradshaw looks into the post. Instead puts the ball on the ground. Terminates, gives it to the top of the key. It's Alex Bradshaw with it. Then to Preston Brewer. 3 minutes left. 8-6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman with the basketball and the lead. Bradshaw to the top of the key. Jet Dickerson fires around to Ashton Housekeeper, the freshman, getting some more playing time today with his older brother Andrew out for at least this game, maybe more. Drive in, Bradshaw Thinks about throwing out left side instead, puts it up from 6 feet away and converts on the jumper. First points for Braxton Bradshaw. And charging foul, is that Braxton? Yes, it is, tumbling down to the ground. I couldn't tell if it was him or Alex. And so a foul on Colby Bradley on the charge is the second on Big Piney. Lyman basketball, they lead by 4. Jet Dickerson throws out to the left wing. Quick coming out to guard is Bradley. He's trying to get tight space and keep Alex from getting another shot up, and a push-off by Alex Bradshaw returns the offensive foul favor. Back to Big Piney. Hadley Sims to inbound on the right sideline, right next to his bench. 5th team foul for Lyman. They're adding up. Carter Smith has 2. That was Bradshaw. No, it goes against Braxton Bradshaw. Those 2 from this distance, a little tough for me to tell apart. I usually don't have that problem. I'm usually right next to them, and I can see them. The farther you get away, Braxton and Alex look a little similar.
I think one of them needs to, like, grow a long mullet or something, so that way you know.
I was going to say a beard, but yeah, sure, a mullet will work too. Elbow shot, Tegan Elliott misses a little bit short. Brewer trying to go grab the board. He tumbles down to the ground, still up in the air. Brewer had it, now trying to save it, skids down. It's out of bounds. Always love the hustle of Preston Brewer.
Mm-hmm.
He's the type of player that you hear opposing coaches say, we wish we had him on our team.
Oh, yeah. He's only 5'11", maybe 6 foot?
Yeah, he's listed. He started the season listed at 5'11", grew 2 inches apparently, because now on the roster he's at 6'1".
All right, well, good for him.
Probably somewhere in the middle, but we give him 6'1".
Growth spurt.
He plays taller than he is, that's for certain. 10-6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney trailing, but with the basketball. The most efficient shooting team in the league has been held without too many buckets so far. Pluid up in the air, double clutch shot. Puts 2 more on the board, and Big Piney's with into. That's the first 2 points of Brian Pluid's day. He averages 17 on the season.
That was a nice little floater in the air up to the basket.
He's a fancy scorer, and I guess you were away at this point, but hearing Coach Luick in the pregame, they may look at doing a little bit of box and 1.
I heard all that.
Triangle and 2. Oh, yeah, no, we did. You were there for that.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Nate Strong interview I think you were gone for. But Hadley Sims takes the board on a missed Lyman shot. Bounce pass down low. Tegan Elliott trying to convert in the lane, and a foul drawn. A lot of bodies flying. 2 shots signaled, and a foul on Preston Brewer. Number 6 for Lyman already. Still 1:08 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Again, Bridger Valley Motor has that 780-3280 cell phone number to call. 307 area code, of course, the only one in Wyoming. 780-3280, 24/7 if you need a tow. One of the many services Bridger Valley Motor offers, but one of the most valuable without a doubt.
Oh, without a doubt. We live in Wyoming.
First free throw missed by Tegan Elliott. Second shot good by Elliott. 10-9 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Someone else just noticed the tile dangling above us and got a little bit nervous. There's a few tiles, if you weren't listening during the girls' game, that are only partially put into that ceiling, and they look pretty heavy. They're not made out of foam. Braxton Bradshaw fakes a 3, looks down low to his housekeeper, and it's stolen away by Pluid. Up ahead and on the run, Espenscheid. Hands off, throw by Raza. A circus shot by Raza. He was horizontal as he threw up a desperation hook. It goes in. The Punchers have their first lead of the day. Bradshaw out to Bradshaw, then to McCoy Smith. Drive in by McCoy, the younger of the 2 Smiths, and he walks with it, trying to jump stop and look out for Braxton. Got to add that on to Caden Raza. 2 points and a little clown face for that circus shot. That was incredible. I think I've made that shot once or twice before, and it maybe not look that pretty, but sometimes you make shots and you say, well, how did that go in? And for Big Piney, that gave him a lead. Top of the key 3, tried by Pluid, a little bit short. Put back by Espenscheid is in. First bucket for Ari Espenscheid. Big Piney's taking control. 13-10 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 3 ball aired out by McCoy Smith and out of bounds off the knee of Alex Bradshaw. Everything was going Lyman's way early on, but a 7-0 run by Big Piney has them in control with 3 seconds left in the Bridger Valley Motor first. Down to 3 seconds, 2, 1, and Elliott tries a half quarter, misses short.
As we looked at this first quarter, Lyman started out doing really good. Things start to get a little bit closer, nerves start to fly a little bit, you start getting in foul trouble, and then they start to rush and push the ball, which leads to turnovers, leads to steals, and now we end up with Big Piney having a 3-point lead.
13-10 at the end of one quarter. Big Piney on top of Lyman in a big conference matchup. Back in 30 seconds on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KNYN, 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
13-10 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board after the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. A 7-0 run for Big Piney, closing it out to take the lead. Welcome you into the second quarter, brought to you by Reese Auto Service, 747-6450. The number to call, Reese Auto Service. You got a lawnmower engine, needs fixing, a weed eater engine needs fixing. You know, sometimes you think we can just go throw those away, go get a new one. You don't need to. Take it down to Reese Auto Service. It might be cheaper to just get your old one tuned up and working right than heading down to Walmart and getting a new one.
My dad, he works on a lot of engines. Their lawnmower I think it's older than I am. I think it's 22 years old, and they just keep repairing the engine every time.
There you go. Those things are simpler, too, so they're usually more fixable. Don't ask me to fix it. Go to see Reese Auto Service. They're the specialists, not me. Quick trip to the free throw line. Brian Pluitt will stand 15 feet away unguarded for a couple of shots. Already bonus time as Pluitt hits the first. Well, I would say so far for being the most efficient team shooting in the state in 3A, we didn't see that in the first quarter. No. But nonetheless, they're not to be rattled. They came back, and they're currently on an 8-0 run, a 1-2 trip by Pluitt. Lyman's doing some things defensively, and Big Piney looks maybe a little nervous early out. They missed some open shots. Jet Dickerson back into the game for Lyman, holding on to the basketball. Screens left, roll down out to the left side. McCoy Smith, Jesse Fanis seeing his first time of the day for as well Stockton Walker. Coach Lewick said he was going deeper into the bench today, and Stockton Walker making a start of the second quarter appearance. I'd say, yes, we are going deeper in today. Walker on the right wing for Lyman, trailing by 4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. McCoy Smith, 3 ball up, no good. Rebound ripped down by Hadley. Tegan Elliott landed on his back of his head. He got tripped up. That's very similar to that thing, that injury we saw last week. I don't know if it's as serious, though, but it looked like the back of his head snapped back, and he's walking off.
It looks like they're going to go check him for a concussion.
Well, I think you'd have to, certainly, and if nothing else, hit your head on a gym floor before?
I have a few times, never that bad, but
it does not feel good. 14-10, and I think a timeout taken by Big Piney for that injury timeout. We will take one as well. 14-10, Big Piney over Lyman on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 7:08 left in the Reese Auto Service second quarter.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Lyman down 14-10 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board on Big Piney's home court. Take a quick look as we're still in break here at those standings to see the importance of this game. If Lyman loses today, sitting at 1-2, you only get 6 games, and that would improve Big Piney to 3-1. Mountain View trying to go 4-0 today. That would pretty much put them as a 3 seed. Most likely. They would need Big Piney to pretty much drop the rest of the games, and they still actually – a loss, I think they'd be done. They best they could finish 3-3, and Big Piney would hold the tiebreaker, sweeping them. So this game, unless Lyman can get a win today, even with that win, they still need to get some fortunate things. They're going to need to come back, maybe get a win over Mountain View even, see how everything plays out. But they're trying to avoid that 3 or 4 spot, which has Warland and Lander, the number 1 and 2 teams all year long in the rankings for wildpreps.com, or at least most of the year. Those are the 2 teams you don't want to face, and that would be the first-round matchup awaiting Lyman if that's where things finished out. Let's see if we can get a quick check-in at the game happening in Big Piney, or in Pinedale. Close one so far. Again, we don't have quarters, and I would say that's the second quarter based on the score.
I would
Mountain View up 16-13 over Pinedale right now. Hunter Meeks trying a little floater in the lane and misses that one. We'll continue to keep you updated on that. The girls of Mountain View got their 3rd conference win of the season over Pinedale earlier in that contest, and we're back to action here. Pinedale trying to get their first conference win in the boys' side. Big Piney basketball. Hadley Sims misses it. Rebound by Raza. He's got a second bucket. That one a little more conventional than the last, which was a circus shot, horizontal hook shot. 16-10, Big Piney up. At the score on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Bradshaw hands off to McCoy Smith, works around to his left, moves back on a screen from Walker. Stockton takes the basketball and then gives it to Jet Dickerson. 1.5 minutes passed in the Reese Auto Service second quarter. Lyman looks like, well, McCoy Smith goes up for a layup. I was going to say they're looking like someone needs to take control and try to create a shot. And just on cue, the freshman transfer from Ryrie, Idaho, makes something happen. Nice little drive in to beat his defender. First points of the quarter, and immediately responded by Ari Espenscheid. 1-foot jumper from about 6 feet away, straight away from the hoop. 18-12 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman basketball, double screen for Jet Dickerson as he rolls around, gives it to McCoy. Bobbled the basketball, picked it back up. Stockton Walker with it. Under 6 on the clock in the Reese Auto Service second quarter. Twice dribble through the legs, hand off to Bradshaw. He's tightly guarded, and a foul comes in against Bradley. So Colby Bradley, he's been tasked whenever Alex Bradshaw's out on the court. That's who's been sticking with him pretty tightly. On the season, Bradley, not necessarily the scorer, 4.3 points per game. Averages a steal and a half, but I'd say he's got to be one of the guys that Coach Strong trusts defensively, because Alex has 2 open shots today and 2 makes, and that's the deal. You get Alex open, he's got as good of a shot open as anyone. Out to the left side, still Lyman basketball on the baseline. McCoy tries to drive in, bounce pass to Preston Brewer. High off the glass, no good. Big Piney basketball on the rebound. Rebound went into the hands of Colby Bradley. Big Piney up by 6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Floating shot, glass, good by Brian Pluitt. He moves so well in the open air, and he floats through and can take his shot at any point at that spot. Crossover by Alex out to the left corner. Head fake by Jet Dickerson to the top of the key. Preston Brewer out to the right side. It's McCoy Smith, then quickly to Carter Smith. Carter playing with 2 fouls in the first half. Smith opened at the corner for 3. Yes! Carter drops his second 3 ball of the half. 20-15. So Lyman cuts in a little bit on the lead on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. They still trail by 5 though. Caden Raza running at half speed. Fouled as he drives in for a layup into the line.
Is that Carter's 3rd?
I think it went against Carter Smith, but instead they'd signaled 32. And I don't, 24 rather. Who's 24? I think they misattributed that foul. They signaled number 21. There they go. They've got it now. So it's foul 0 on 24. The referee, though, he signaled 3-2. So I think the Caden Raza at the line, as you do sometimes as a human, you get those mixed up. I've done that many times myself, but they got it corrected to Carter Smith, and that was his 3rd foul. Raza misses his first free throw. You see the size of this Big Piney team. A timeout take. No, hold up. Lane violation. I think Raza stepped over the free throw line. So he'll check out of the game after that negated free throw. 0 of 1 trip. Maybe not out there for his free throw shooting. There's a couple of really big guys on this Big Piney team.
Yeah, there are.
And Lyman struggled a little bit against some strength in the post. Jet Dickerson tries a corner 3, misses it. Pluitt racing with the board, trying to take it away himself. Floats up, glass, good, and Pluitt with his 3rd shot make, and all 3 of them have come in the lane off of fancy little floaters. Big Piney up by 7 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, 22-15 over Lyman. To the top of the key, Preston Brewer to the left wing. Jet Dickerson has the basketball.
almost halfway through the Reese Auto Service second period. Brewer comes out to screen right, opens up Dickerson for a triple, misses long. Rebound just collected and kept inbounds by Cam Thomas. Thomas, another one of those big bodies, not sure, he's probably sitting about 6 foot, maybe 6'1" with the hair on the mop top, but another big, strong guy. Left side, handoff to Sims, and he stepped on the baseline. So give it back to Lyman. 3:52 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Alex Bradshaw to inbound for Lyman, has Jet Dickerson at the point. Jesse Fannis, Preston Brewer, and McCoy Smith joining the Lyman Eagles on the court. Tegan Elliott back into the game. Ari Espenscheid, Hadley Sims, Cam Thomas, and Brian Pluid, the 5'4" Big Piney. Lyman moving from left to right. Jet Dickerson has it on the left wing. Bounce passes down low to Brewer. Throws it up high and out of bounds. Looking for Jesse Fannis. Went into the stands into the second row. 3:34 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Big Piney punchers up by 7 over Lyman.
As we look at the field goal percentage, right now Lyman is sitting at 38%, whereas Big Piney is sitting at 71.
71?
71.
You gotta be kidding me. Down low, that'll do nothing but help it. Cam Thomas turns around and makes it. I know they're good, but you sure you got those formulas right?
Positive.
10 of 14 from the field. They missed. They're 0 of 3 from the three-point line. I'm not sure those have added in, but very, very efficient. 24-15 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Full timeout taken. We'll be back in a minute. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
24-15 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Your stat thing, that Excel's just killing us today.
It's not a good day.
0-3 from the three-point line, but nonetheless pretty good from the field. 61%. That's a little above their 49% average on the season. That's incredible. Shooting 50% on the field. A steal by Alex Bradshaw for Lyman. Short corner shot rejected out of bounds. That brings the fans to the feet. That's the old zero play, though. If you're Lyman, you have to consider that a positive because you get the ball back.
Yeah.
9-point lead on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board for Big Piney. Alex Bradshaw backing up for Lyman, moving from left to right. He's got the ball on the right wing, does McCoy Smith. Bounce pass down to the sideline. Out, skip to the left and then to the top of the key. Swing around right side, back to McCoy. 2:40 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Jet Dickerson to the baseline. Preston Brewer goes to work against a double team. Gets hit by Hadley Sims. Just foul number 4 for Big Piney, though. Lyman's put Big Piney in the bonus already. They have 8 fouls, and they give it to Tegan Elliott instead of Hadley Sims on that push out. It's his first. Bradshaw to Dickerson. It was a bounce pass nearly stolen away by Big Piney. Bradshaw looks down low to Brewer. No look pass up to the top of the key. Jet Dickerson swings around right side. To the elbow goes Brewer. A toss to the left wing. Bradshaw with the basketball, guarded tightly by Elliott. Out to the left side. Fannis open for 3 at the corner. Misses off the handle. Ball up into the air. McCoy knocks it off the knee of Hadley Sims. Went right off the kneecap there as the ball was headed out of bounds. So Lyman, with the fancy play defensively of the freshman, hold on to the basketball. Catch by Preston Brewer. He dribbles once, loses the ball. It was knocked out by Sims or Elliott. So again, Lyman stays in control. Caden Raza replaces Hadley Sims in the post for Big Piney. Jet Dickerson, the inbounder for Lyman. Looks to McCoy Smith, and Raza wants none of that, knocks it back out of bounds. Lyman having a heck of a time keeping the ball in bounds. They've held on to it, but they have not been able to get past the lanes of Big Piney.
Well, there's only so long this can keep up before something's got to happen.
Something's got to give eventually. Either you get it in or Big Piney will get a steal. And again, here it is on cue. On cue, rather. Tegan Elliott, a two-handed stuff down.
fist pumps in the air, nearly hit Jet Dickerson in the face in the process, and a timeout taken by Coach Lewick. The rejection sent Big Piney into a frenzy, and it's bedlam after the two-handed stuff by Tegan Elliott. Timeout. Lyman, 26-15. Big Piney up by 11 on the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Back to action here late in the second quarter, brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Lyman giving up the turnover and two-handed stuff by Tegan Elliott. Trail by 11 to Big Piney on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. McCoy Smith gets pushed in the lane driving in. I think it's on Brian Pluid, or no, it's on Ari Espenscheid. It's a fun name to say once you figure it out. I looked at the spelling of that this morning and thought, well, we'll figure that one out when we get there. And indeed, he's the nephew of the girls' coach, Brian Espenscheid. And, of course, cousin of Cassidy Espenscheid, high scorer for the game in the girls' side. Jet Dickerson to McCoy Smith. 3-ball for Lyman, just a bit short. Tegan Elliott, tough rebound. I didn't realize Tegan had those sort of hops, but he elevated, and it was a no-doubt dunk down. I think he's maybe listed at 5'11 or 6 foot. Out to the left corner, shot up by Espenscheid. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by Cam Thomas of Big Piney, so it's back to Lyman. They actually don't list heights or weights. I'm thinking back to the football season. I think he was listed at 5'11 or 6 foot. He was a receiver for that Big Piney team. A lot of these guys were playing in that football game in the last week of the season, week 8, that determined who got the home claim. Steal away on the pass intended for Fanis. Euro step back by Raza, missing the layup. Put up by Thomas on the rebound, no good. Brewer with the rebound himself, running with it for Lyman, loses his dribble, floats it up, it's off the glass, no good. Out of bounds, who touched it last? And it stays with Lyman. 50.4 seconds left in the first half. Big Piney 26, Lyman 15 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Baseline inbound for Dickerson, finds McCoy Smith. He was left open on the corner, opted not to shoot a three quite yet. 5 points early by Alex Bradshaw, who has the basketball. He has not shot since, though, making that 2 and 3 ball early in the first half. McCoy Smith running some offense here. Bounce pass to the left corner. Fanis, double team, skips it up, across, and stolen away by Pluid. He cannot toe the base sideline, though. It's out of bounds back to Lyman with 29 seconds left.
This is something that we saw in the girls' game, that any long pass was getting picked off, and the boys are doing the exact same thing. Lyman needs to come back and adjust and either make smaller passes or be more precise or meet the pass even.
Turnovers on the day for Lyman. We'll get to them in just a second as Lyman has the basketball. 20 seconds left. Preston Brewer crosses over to the left side, out to Bradshaw, open on the wing for 3, misses a bit long. Rebounded by Big Piney. On the run with it and heading forward. Crossover by Espenscheid. Top of the key, Carlos Munoz making his first appearance of the day. Skip over, Brewer nearly had the steal. Couldn't save it on the sideline, though. Down to 2.4 seconds left. An 11-point lead for Big Piney over Lyman on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 26-15. Cam Thomas inbounding from the near sideline. Big Piney to Munoz. Screen, time to shoot. He fires up a 3, and it's good at the buzzer. Way to make your late appearance. Carlos Munoz checks in right before the half ends and hits a 3-ball to give Big Piney a 29-15 lead on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. We'll be back with halftime coverage next on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs.
Hablamos también español.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we know our members by name and we love working with them face-to-face. But did you know that members can also handle almost all banking online? Everything from managing your accounts and paying bills to applying for all types of loans. It's simple and we're happy to help you get started. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Back at the half and joined now by Jason Hansen, mentioned at the half of this boys games. Big Piney up 29-15 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board over Lyman. Well, Coach, you get another win on the season, 4-0 on the conference, and you move to one game over 500 on the schedule, on the full overall schedule, but it's really conference is all that mattered. And You're sitting at 4-0, looking good with two very tough games next week to try to close out. How'd you feel about the girls today?
Good. I thought it was pretty balanced. Everyone, almost everyone scored that got in the game, so that's great. And they did some stuff different that we haven't seen before, and it kind of messed us up in the first half. And we made a few adjustments, and we were able to get a few things going there in the third quarter. So.
Yeah, I got 10 girls scoring and 11 got in, and also, yeah that's efficient. I think we had a game like that maybe earlier. Maybe that was Mountain View. I do too many games for both teams.
I hear you. I bet you do.
It was a good competitive game. A little slow of a start out of the gates there, and then it seemed like you got control in the second half.
Right. In the first half, they played us box and one, and we haven't seen that this year. So we weren't really prepared for it, and we haven't really worked on it that much. So something good. Yeah, something to see. So I'm glad they did it to us, so we weren't in the middle of regionals before we figured that out. So
noticed that I was just taking a look there to get an update if that guy can move his head at some point. But the girls of Mountain View defeated Pinedale, so as we look at the standings, everything's still pretty tight. So it looks like that next Thursday game is going to, come down to maybe who's the number one seed. And, seeding matters only so much because you get that first-round matchup, but you could end up playing anyone from that point on. But nonetheless, on your home court, a number one seed would certainly be a great thing.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great accomplishment for these girls just getting the number one seed. We were almost 2-10 or 2-8 at the start of the season, so to all of a sudden be 11-10 and have a chance to be the number one seed in our quadrant I think it's a great work ethic by the girls. Good job by them to keep the ship going in the right direction instead of some teams have a tendency to fall apart and then the rest of the season's a no good. But these girls have came back and played hard. So.
Well, we would not have wanted to see this team fall apart from a 2-10 start, so it's good that they've trended in that direction. And I think won 8 or 9 of the last 10 or something like that.
Yep.
So, Coach, finally, I was looking at the regional brackets today, and they didn't have any seedings on them, so I got to ask you, is that going to all be determined based on when you guys as the home team kind of get to make those games come in?
So as the home team, we'll get to play the
later game.
The girls will play the second to latest game, and the boys will get to play that latest game.
Okay.
Just so our crowd can be there and our fans can be there. So that's just historically how it's always been.
That's kind of what I figured, and found out today we'll be able to do video coverage of that for free for everyone to go out and watch. So definitely tune in or come on out. There's going to be big crowds, but sure there's people around the state or out in Idaho perhaps. I don't know. Is the family making the trip out for regionals?
Yeah, I think most of them will be here, but there'll be a few still left.
All right,
in
some stragglers. All right, well, they can tune in and watch those games. Coach Hansen, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Thanks for covering us.
Kate, let's go ahead and we got a 3:28 left in this second half here, so let's go ahead and run through some stats. I don't think I added up the scores, so I'll let you take the lead on those overall stats, and then I'll add up the individual scores as we go. So take it away.
All right, sounds good. We'll start off with Lyman. Right now, from the field, they are sitting at 30%. When you break that down a little bit more, from 2, they're sitting at 33%, 27% from the three-point line. Now, they've shot 2 free throws, and that was by McCoy Smith. He didn't make any of them, so they haven't gotten on the boards with free throws yet. They have 10 turnovers, only 6 rebounds, and 2 steals. Big Piney, on the other hand, they're sitting at 59% from field goal range. From 2, they're sitting at 67%, 25% from 3, 33% from the line. They have 7 turnovers, 12 rebounds. That's double the amount of what Lyman has. And they have 6 steals and 1 block.
That shooting percentage, we knew coming in, Big Piney was a great shooting team, almost shooting 60% from the field, though, in the first half. You've seen what they do. They don't put up a ton of shots. They put up good shots. And for Lyman, this is definitely a team in, not transition because it's just in flux, because Andrew Housekeeper will return. We don't know exactly when, but at some point he'll come back. But right now he's out. And it's unfortunate for Lyman because they miss him in one of the biggest conference games of the year against Big Piney. So I'm sure in the huddle or in the halftime as they come out, they're looking for some answers. Maybe Preston Brewer's been kind of stuffed up in that first half. Jet is over from beyond the arc. McCoy has gotten a couple buckets here and there. Alex Bradshaw has 2 field goals made, but he hasn't had a lot of space either.
Well, I think some of the biggest things that they need to work on is they had quality shots in the beginning, and then they're now taking garbage shots. They're taking just anything.
Wow.
I'm sorry. When you look at it, they're taking deep threes that don't necessarily need to be taken right then. You have time. It's not crunch time just yet. You're still doing okay. Calm down. Wait for that shot to come. And I think another thing that they need to do is set better screens. They are setting soft screens. They're kind of just going wherever and just standing there. Set a good quality screen so your player can drive by, hopefully get to the basket or get open for a 3. Try to get Alex Bradshaw open by setting a screen so it can lose his defender and he can get there. They're not really switching guys when it comes to a screen. Set a good screen.
Well, there's been a lot of times where the screen is almost pulled off before the defender even came.
Stay there, wait. Have that guy hit you. You can even get a foul if you wait.
Well, 35 seconds to go before the third period. We'll keep it right here. 29-15, that shooting percentage for Lyman. Again, 30% in the first half. But what did you have the turnovers breakdown as? 7 and
the turnover breakdown, Lyman is sitting at 10.
There we go.
And
7.
Big Piney is sitting at 7.
So not huge. There's been a couple of steals though that have resulted in. We don't keep track of this, but I would say Big Piney is certainly leading in points off of turnovers.
Yes.
And that's really when turnovers hit you. If they get a steal, go down on the other end, miss a shot, you get the rebound. It's basically a 0 play. It's when you lose the possession and they go down and immediately score. Of course, no play more memorable than that Tegan Elliott dunk. And that you needed a timeout. Coach Lowe, there's moments when you need a timeout, and that's one of them.
Calm down that momentum from Big Piney. Calm down your team. Tell them it's okay, and you're going to be fine.
Third quarter beginning, and 29-15 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney on top of Lyman. Out of the break, Lyman basketball. McCoy Smith misses a three. Carter gets the rebound, gives it back to younger brother McCoy, floats it in for a couple. 29-17, Lyman gets the first points out of the break, down by double digits still though. Little bounce pass on a give and go. Tegan Elliott turns around, spins out to the left side. Ari Espenshide open for a triple. Still can't get anything to go from distance. The team shooting 40% on the season is 0 for, what are we at now? 0 for 5 or 1 for 5.
1 for 5.
Carlos Munoz hit that at the buzzer. The not so usual suspect from distance in Carlos Munoz. McCoy Smith has the basketball for Lyman, moving from right to left with the blue jerseys in this second half. Big Piney in the white jerseys. Jet Dickerson hits a three on the wing. 29-20 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board.
He's now 1 of 4 on the day.
Fluid takes it, waits for the defender to go by, misses short though. Alex Bradshaw with the rebound for Lyman. Stepped out of bounds though, so it's back to Big Piney. Big Piney up by 9 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. About a minute and 10 seconds into this third period. Said not one of those usual suspects on the season. Munoz 1 of 4 coming into the year from distance. They've made 102 three-pointers. Now they've made 103, and he's good for 2 of those. So, hey, he's 2 of 3, shooting 66% in very limited sample size. Top of the key, 3 faked by Elliott. Gives it to Bradley, then back to Elliott on the far sideline. 1.5 minutes gone by in the third period. Hadley Sims, he'll play out on the wing. He'll play down in the post. The leading rebounder in the Western Conference at just about 10 per game. Passes off down low to Bradley, and it's good for Colby.
That was a nice floater by him there.
31-20 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman trails Big Piney. McCoy Smith rolls down to the blocks, out to the left side. Baseline drive, and a shot by Bradshaw. Missed, put back by Preston Brewer. And that's something that we've become accustomed to seeing, but Brewer hasn't really had the timing or the space to do that today.
No.
Fluid in the air, misses a rare one, and a foul drawn. Oh, what's we got? An offensive foul on it's a loose ball foul rather, not an offensive foul. It was on Espenshide after the shot, immediately following it. That's his second. Back to Lyman. So here's an opportunity. Lyman's cut the deficit to 9 points. They have the basketball. Out to the right side, catch and shoot 3 by Dickerson is good. He has 2 triples. He's 2 for 2 in the second half. He went 0 for 3 in the first half. He'll get hot. He's a streaky shooter. Big Piney basketball going from left to right. They lead now by 6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board over Lyman. Elliott at the top of the key. Backs up, guarded by McCoy Smith. Goes out right side. Bradshaw comes out to guard him. So Hadley Sims takes the basketball on the right sideline. Quickly back to Bradley. Fakes a pass to Espenshide. Out to the right side. Sims can hit from distance, and he does just that. Hadley Sims is actually among qualified shooters, and he does, yes, just qualify, the leading three-point shooter in the state at 57%, but he averages about just under 1 per game. So smaller sample size, but that does qualify. He's more of a down-low banger, but he can hit from distance, as you saw there. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Sims with 9 in the contest overall. McCoy Smith takes the inbound for Lyman, gives it off to Brewer. No look, mid-ranger by Dickerson. Well, Dickerson with 8 points in the quarter after going scoreless in the first 2. Has Lyman controlling, trying to get back in, cutting into the lead. A steal by Dickerson. He's on the run. It's him versus Elliott. Lets Elliott go by, but Teagan knocked the ball out of his hands. Dickerson went up, and I don't think it took him a second to realize he didn't have the basketball. I think it might have gotten knocked out by Elliott on the way down on maybe his back. Inbound to Smith. He throws it up, goes straight up into the air. Brewer goes vertical and just about saves it, but cannot. Man, he has got all hustle and heart. Does Preston Brewer, the junior post player for Lyman. 34-27. Big Piney up on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. A carry called against Big Piney's Ari Espenshide. Well, Big Piney's opening the door for Lyman in the second half. They're making some mistakes. Lyman's getting some shots in.
They're taking quality shots now. They're calming down. They're less frantic. This is when you can come back. Just stay calm.
To the free throw line, Brewer goes against Sims, backs up, just misses. Put back by Bradshaw, a little bit hard. Rebound, Elliott. One-handed throw pass ahead to Pluid. And whistle blown there. The ball go out of bounds. I think you had your head down. No, it was a foul. Foul number 4 on Carter Smith. Braxton Bradshaw comes in for Smith with the 4 fouls. Catch and shoot from 3. Ari Espenscheid misses. Hadley Sims on the putback. Sims is a solid player, especially down low. He's one of the taller players that you'll see. Just long, maybe. Maybe he's deceptively tall because he just looks so long out there. I don't know, 6'4" maybe?
I would guess he probably looks that.
We're a little high to really get 2 guys. We're pretty far up, but he does have the long arms, too, to go with that height. 36-27, and a ball knocked out of bounds by Lyman goes back to Big Piney. They'll take it the distance of the court, moving from left to right. Caden Raza replaces Ari Espenscheid for Big Piney. Halfway through quarter number 3, 36-27 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney up on Lyman. Raza looks down low. Bradley fading away from 6 feet. Gets the kind roll forward. 4 points in the half and game for Bradley. And the lead just like that from 6 points back up to 11. A couple of turnovers, a couple of missed shots, and Big Piney is efficient. Deep 3 taken by Dickerson, misses short. McCoy on the putback is rejected. Shoots it again, and a delayed foul call may put him at the line for 2. 2 shots for McCoy. Good rebound there on the miss for McCoy Smith. He's a 60% free throw shooter. And you need to get it back to single digits. The game has quickly gotten back away from Lyman.
Well, you just watched Dickerson. He took that deep 3 instead of waiting for the next shot.
Well, it was contested, too.
Yeah, not a smart shot, especially going into now. You're only in the third quarter. Calm down. Realize what's going on. But McCoy was able to be there, got the rebound, and was able to get fouled, and now he's at the line.
Misses his first free throw, though. We mentioned he's a 60% free throw shooter on the year. 15 of 26, and he just grazes the rim on the second, misses that as well. Rebound, Big Piney. Out to the right side. Pluid with a triple is up and, was rattling down. Popped back out of the hoop, though. Back to Lyman. McCoy Smith fires ahead to Bradshaw. Layup good. Alex Bradshaw has not seen too many shots available his way today. I think he's maybe shooting 60%. Now I have him at 3 of 5. Pluid with a transition bucket on a long pass ahead from Elliott. Gets those 2 points right back on the board. Pluid a bit of a quieter day, too. He had 7 at the half, 9 in the game now. 40-29 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney over Lyman. Shot fake, drive in, and a floater up by Dickerson. A foul on the ground. It was a push-off defensively called. 2:46 left in the third period.
Foul was called on number 11, Brian Pluid.
Brian Pluid picks up his first foul. Inbound to McCoy. He floats it up. It goes. Do they count it? No, called on the ground.
I was hoping they would count that just for the fun of it.
That would have been similar to that shot Caden Raza made in the first half. Colby Bradley picks up the shot. Catch and shoot for 3. Bradshaw maybe getting heated up here. 5 in the first half. He's got 5 in the third quarter, 10 in all. Lyman back down by single digits, 40-32 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Foul on the ground, though, and a quick foul. And those are the fouls that Coach Lewis says needs to disappear at his team. When you're 20 feet away from the hoop, don't be fouling, especially when they're not shooting.
Yeah.
Or especially even if they are shooting, because that's a 3 ball. So he's all right, and we've talked to him throughout the year. He said he's all right with the ones happening a little bit closer or in the shooting. Those just happen, but it's the fouls away from the basket that have killed this team at times, and that was also Preston Brewer's third. A push in the back foul against Jet Dickerson adds another to the Lyman total, their 4th of the half. Big Piney up 40-32 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Caden Raza turns around on the inbound pass and puts one up from point-blank range. He's got 6. Transition 3, good by Dickerson. His 3rd of the quarter. 42-35, lead back down to 7 for Big Piney. It's 42-35 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman down by 7 on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Third quarter action here at Big Piney High School, and the homestanding Punchers up on Lyman. 42-35 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. A steal out of the break for Lyman, but a double dribble called against Preston Brewer. Well, the Lyman fans don't like that one. I can't say anything either way. Sometimes Preston does get ahead of himself on those runs.
I think anybody would. You have your momentum going, and things happen.
He's a post.
Yeah.
He's a post, and he's a guy who gets a lot of fast break buckets, but he's not the point guard. Tegan Elliott to the top of the key. Hadley Sims swings it around to the left corner. Espenscheid goes down low to Sims, and Dickerson forces the jump ball. How about the hustle in this third quarter by Jet Dickerson defensively?
I like it. I haven't seen this out of Jet. Normally he's a calmer player, doesn't get a foul till the fourth quarter, but he's playing aggressive today, playing good defense, getting scores.
Raza fouled as he goes up in 2 shots. 42-35 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Caden Raza for Big Piney to the line to try to add to it.
Foul was called on number 5.
I had to see that. Alex Bradshaw picks up his first foul. That's good news for Alex. He's gotten in foul trouble. He got in foul trouble that one game against, who was that? That was Lander, wasn't it? Yeah, they got everyone for Lyman got in foul trouble. Preston, Alex, Andrew. Carter, I think, was in foul trouble as well. Raza makes his first free throw. Advances the lead up to 8. Misses the second, and Bradshaw with the rebound. Alex relinquishes control of the basketball back to Jet Dickerson. Taking it across, takes a top of the key, 25-foot three-pointer, and hits it. Well, that's three-pointer number 4. I'd usually say don't take that, but the second it went in, I was like, good shot, Jet, I guess. That's what a coach would do, too. Preston Brewer on the turnover, and he got pushed in the back on the run. 43-38 the score on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Foul number 7 puts Brewer at the line, I think. No, it's foul number 6, and the second on Pluitt. Inbound for Lyman. To Bradshaw, swing around. Brigham Fannis into the game. Steps up to the free throw line, gives off to Alex. Out to Jet, he'll take another one. Heat check is too long. Rebound though by Braxton Bradshaw, drops in. Well, Braxton Bradshaw's had to play a little more minutes. He plays a lot. He's usually the first or second guy off the bench. Transition 3 by Espenscheid, misses. Brigham Fannis had the board taken away by Pluitt. And then foul number 4 picked up by Preston Brewer. 43-40 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, and if it is on 2-0, that's the call. Yep, it is. That's big. Foul troubles killed Lyman at times this year, and a 4th foul.
And Jesse Fannis coming in for Brewer.
That takes away all the height. Who do you play at the post? You got Braxton Bradshaw, Jet Dickerson. You're not playing 5. Is he listed at 5'3", Brigham Fannis?
I think so, yeah.
Alex Bradshaw's a shooter. He's 6'2". He's the tallest player on the court for Lyman.
Yeah.
Jesse Fannis at 5'11". I don't know who you put. I think you play 5 out at this point. Luckily, you got Hadley Sims, and that is who Bradshaw's guarding. Rejection by Bradshaw. Alex up ahead to Braxton. The layup to get within 1 is good. Braxton with 2 buckets in a row. And the game has shifted. I think Lyman started to learn how to play without their senior leader.
Yeah.
Third quarter and a foul. Stops play. Number 7 of the half already for Lyman, and it's a second on Braxton Bradshaw, Alex Bradshaw. Puts Brian Pluitt at the line. 46 seconds left in the third period. Big Piney up by 1, but at the free throw line. Shot's good. That was a single bonus, so Pluitt to the line for 1 more.
They shot 30% at the half, up to 45%. That's a big turnaround in this third quarter. 1 of 2 trip, and the rebound by Braxton Bradshaw. Jet Dickerson with the basketball behind the timeline. He picks up his dribble, throws it to Alex, who just gets it away to Brigham, but he can't quite get a hold of it. Hadley takes it away for Big Piney. On the run, Munoz bounce passes, but into the hands of Dickerson. Alex with the dribble, trying to control it, gives it out to Jet Dickerson. Lyman basketball down by 2 late in the third quarter, 22 seconds to go. Jesse Fanis to Dickerson, 25 feet away from the hoop. He hit 4 3-pointers already in this quarter, and one of them came from that distance. Braxton Bradshaw gives it out to Dickerson at the corner. He'll take a 3, but the shot's waved off. He stepped out of bounds on the near sideline. 10.8 seconds left in the third period. 44-42 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney with the lead and the basketball. Tegan Elliott takes it to Hadley Sims. Bounce pass to Elliott at the timeline. It's 4 seconds left. Ahead to Pluitt in the blocks. He's fouled by Dickerson. That goes to the stripe, and it's 2 shots. It was a shooting foul. And Jet Dickerson is third foul.
Yeah.
So you've got Preston Brewer on the bench currently with 4 fouls.
Carter Smith as well.
He's got 4 as well. Yeah, and then Jet Dickerson with 3. Pluitt at the free throw line makes his first. He is, I have him 4 of 5 in the quarter from the free throw line and 5 of 7 in the game. Shot number 2 is good as well. 46-42, 1 second left, no shot at the end of the quarter. Lyman enters the fourth. That shot wave goes in from three-quarter court, it's waved off. But Lyman heads into the fourth quarter down by 4 points on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board to the homestanding Big Piney Punchers. We'll be back with the Big Country Properties fourth quarter right after this. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
An infected tooth can cause discomfort and serious harm to your health. At Wyoming Dental Specialties, endodontist Dr. Leslie Walker understands the complexities removing infected tissues from inside the tooth, which is one reason why you can trust him to provide endodontic treatment and root canal therapy. With a skilled staff and state-of-the-art technology in our office, we help save your smile and improve your overall dental health. Call today to schedule your appointment, 307-789-5608.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
46-42 as we welcome you into the Big Country Properties fourth period. Big Piney up by 4 over Lyman on the road. This game, Jed Dickerson, a wing 3, misses. Rebound, Brewer had it, and he kept a hold of it as it went out of bounds, knocked it off of Cam Thomas. Lyman basketball. This game for Lyman means a win here. They're still in it for a top 2 seed. They lose it, they are the 3rd seed or 4th in the next 2 week from now regional tournament. Lyman basketball to the free throw line. Carter Smith throws out right side. Pass deflected, intended for Bradshaw. Picked up by Elliott, and it's a Big Piney ball. Mountain View up by 12 over Pinedale in the fourth quarter. Last we checked, 50-38. That was the score over the break over in Pinedale. That the other conference game happening tonight in the 3A Southwest. 7:20 left. 46-42. Big Piney basketball with the lead. Pluitt throws it to the top, swing around to the left side. Munoz with the basketball. Out to Hadley Sims. He's hit a 3 ball today. Big Piney has not made a lot of 3-pointers today. They're shooting well below their average from beyond the arc. Just 2 of 8. That's 25%. 15 points below what they're shooting on the season. Out to the right side. The ball goes through the hands of Elliott. He's a wide receiver as well, and he knows sometimes you catch the ball and you start to run before you fully brought it in, and that's what Elliott did there, the basketball equivalent. Full timeout taken by Lyman. We'll take it with them. Lyman trails by 4 to Big Piney on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 6:56 left in the Big Country Properties fourth period.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uinta counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
(46-42) on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman down by 4 to Big Piney, but with the basketball. Visit BigCountryProperties.com or give them a call at 782-3356. Jet Dickerson to McCoy Smith, then to the top of the key. Carter Smith looks down low, high post to Brewer. He drives in and gets it past Sims for the 2. 46-44 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Preston Brewer just 4 points in the game today, but that a big one. 6:30 left in the Big Country Properties fourth period. McCoy Smith goes to the deck, slapping the basketball in the passing lanes out of bounds, intended for Munoz. A lot of heart out of this Lyman team today. Big Piney, they're the real deal.
Well, you look at this. Andrew Housekeeper's moving on after this year. This is the team that's going to be.
This will be the team, yeah. Offensive foul drawn by Carter Smith. Munoz ran right over him. Lyman basketball and a chance to tie. 6:26 left in the Big Country Properties. Fourth quarter, broker Bobby Dalzall is part of the #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley. Alex Bradshaw goes around to double screen. Looks out to the right wing. McCoy is offended. He gets pushed by Munoz. Is that 2 straight fouls on Munoz, I think? Oh, no, they gave it that last one to Elliott, rather. And that's foul number 7, single bonus. McCoy Smith, last time he went to the free throw line, went 0 of 2.
He's 0 of 4 on the day.
Needs a couple here. A 60% free throw shooter on the season. And that's Munoz's first foul, so yeah, that last one did go against Elliott. 2 shots here would tie it. Still a long ways to go in this game. They called it on the ground, I guess, so yeah, 1 and 1. McCoy makes his first.
It's now a 1-point game.
At times, trailing by 12, 13 points. It didn't look like Lyman would be able to get back, but one thing this Lyman team can do is score in a hurry. McCoy Smith misses a second. Munoz grabs the board, and then a foul puts Big Piney right back at the line. It's another thing, unfortunately, this Lyman team can do is they can get those fouls up in a hurry.
Yeah.
And they have their last single bonus foul here as Big Piney's in the double bonus the rest of the way. Second foul on McCoy Smith. That's the good news for him. He's got a few to give.
I think that's left over from Munoz.
Oh, it might be, yeah.
I think that's
McCoy's
third.
I only had him listed at 1.
Oh, okay. I thought he picked up 2, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think they may have put it back up, but there was number 2 and then number 2, and now the board goes blank. So I think that was McCoy's second.
All right.
Missed free throw by Munoz, and the rebound goes into the hands of McCoy Smith. Jet Dickerson behind the timeline, facing pressure. He terminated his dribble. Brewer up ahead to Bradshaw, open for the layup in the lead. Yes! 47-46 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Alex Bradshaw gives Lyman their first lead. Raza turns around, and a second offensive foul drawn by Carter Smith. Raza bumped right into him.
I mentioned it last week. Carter Smith, I think, is going to take over this role of Andrew Housekeeper of drawing those offensive fouls. He set his feet, he took the charge, and this is what's going to put Lyman back on top to get further.
We said they had to fill roles, and Carter Smith has filled that role. That is an Andrew Housekeeper special. And Carter Smith doing a great job to getting those 2 charges to give Lyman possession. They have the lead, 47-46 over Big Piney on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Country Properties, fourth quarter, 5:30 left. McCoy drives into the free throw line, tosses up high. Alex Bradshaw, the sophomore, grabs it, gives it back to Jet Dickerson. We mentioned the senior, the only senior with regular playing time on this Lyman team. Housekeeper without a jersey on today. He's on street clothes, sitting right next to the coaching staff, cheering on his team, hoping to get back into action next week. Lyman needs this win to stay in contention for a top 2 seed. Drive in baseline. Smith up and fouled. Blocker charge. It's a block. Carter Smith coming in with some late game heroics here. 1-point lead for Lyman, and he's to the line for 2 shots.
And credit him playing as hard as he is with 4 fouls. Most players would just stand back and be like, whatever, I'm just on the court. But he has really stepped up and helped change the momentum of this game.
3rd foul on Munoz as Smith misses his first free throw. Big Country Properties bringing you 4th quarter action. Go check them out online at bigcountryproperties.com and see listings in both Uinta and Lincoln County. 2nd free throw, good. Carter goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. It's 48-46. Lyman on top on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Pluid drives in, going coast to coast to tie it back up. Pluid moves so fluently in the air, it's tough to stop him. 48 all the way around on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. McCoy Smith looks back to Alex Bradshaw. He drives to his right, gives it off to the right corner. Brewer back to Bradshaw, guarded by Bradley. Then to McCoy Smith. He crosses over left to the right. Then back to McCoy. Ari guarding him. Jet Dickerson drives in. Carter Smith went tumbling down to the ground in the paint. Pass to Bradshaw. He dribbled it off his left foot and out of bounds. 48 all the way around on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney basketball, though. Time on the clock left, 4 minutes, 22 ticks. Steal, out of the break, out of the inbound. Ooh, Preston Brewer stepped on the baseline. Otherwise, he threw it off the body of Caden Raza, and it would have been Lyman possession. You can tell Lyman knows what's at stake here today. They don't want to be a number 3 or 4 seed, as they're the home team for this regional tournament. Ari Espenscheid walked with the basketball in the backcourt, hands on his hips, and upset. I don't know if it's with himself or the referee, but either way, it's Lyman basketball. Far sideline inbound for Carter Smith. He's right at, standing in front of Andrew Housekeeper. Smith looking for a passing made. Is pretty tight defense. Bounce pass down low to Brewer to work against the much taller Sims. Outside, he dishes off to McCoy, who walked with it. This gym coming alive.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, it's funny. I don't know if we set the marker, but we set up about 3/4 of the way up. And if you look above us, there's almost no one above us on either side. We knew where the top of the gymnasium capacity was. In transition, Raza with the putback and a foul on Carter Smith, I believe. One shot at the free throw line gives Big Piney a 50-48 lead. And the foul is on 21, Carter Smith, so that's his fifth foul. Well, give him a standing ovation for the way he played today. 2 charges defensively in the 4th quarter. 1-2 trip from the free throw line. Nearly got that shot to go. 50-48. Raza at the free throw line for Big Piney to give him a 3-point advantage, and he does. Halfway through the Big Country Properties 4th period. It's a 1-possession lead for Big Piney over Lyman. Lyman basketball in the blue jerseys, moving from right to left. Braxton Bradshaw into the game for Carter Smith. Dickerson takes the handoff from Bradshaw at the wing, back to Braxton. Works to his right, gives it off on the right wing to Brewer. Flash to the top, Bradshaw, that's Alex, dishes out left side on a bounce pass. Dickerson to the free throw line, 8-footer by Brewer is good! Timeout taken. Lyman's back within 1 point. Preston Brewer with 6 points in the second half. 51-50 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Full timeout taken. Big Piney on top on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Fourth quarter here, brought to you by Big Country Properties at Big Piney High School. Big Piney on top by 51-50 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Lyman climbing back from down double digits, though. Pluitt back to Sims. Floating shot in the lane, no good. Gets his own board, put back, no good as well. Raza with another offensive board for Big Piney. Under duress, throws it up, airballs it. Alex Bradshaw grabs the board for Lyman. Just a quick update for your other Bridger Valley game. It's closer than we thought, but it looks like Mountain View is in good shape to come away with the win. Up 53-44 with a minute and a half left against Pinedale. Braxton Bradshaw to the left wing. Jet Dickerson has the basketball. Under 3 to play. McCoy Smith on the right wing. Looks down low to Bradshaw. Taken away by Raza. Back to Big Piney. Brian Pluitt with it. Just across the timeline. Backs up to the jump circle. Picks up his dribble. Bradshaw tight on the defense. Gives off to Tegan Elliott. Then to Bradley on the right wing. Bounce pass to Hadley Sims where he hit his 1 3-pointer earlier in the contest. Down low, Raza. Outside, wide open for a triple. Elliott banks it in. I don't think he called the bank, so it wouldn't count in horse, but in basketball, it's all good. 54-50. Jet Dickerson hands off to Alex Bradshaw. It's Lyman ball moving from right to left. They're down 2 possessions now. 54-50 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. A foul drawn. Braxton Bradshaw to the line for 2. 2:13 left. The game's not out of hand. You need free throws, though, and in the fourth quarter, Lyman's just 2 of 4.
Yeah.
It's the difference between a 1 and 2 possession game. First free throw by Braxton, nothing but net. Setting up for a second. That was a second foul, by the way, on Caden Raza for Big Piney. Bradshaw misses long. Rebound was in the hands of Brewer. He still got it, but he traveled with it, trying to collect the pass or the ball from behind his back. He got called for a walk. So the score stays 54-51. Big Piney over Lyman on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Raza just walked with it himself. Well, there was a defensive player. I'm not sure if that was Brewer or Bradshaw stepped in front of him, and it forced Raza to kind of stutter step before he put the ball on the ground and travel right back. Lyman basketball. Jet Dickerson with it, guarded by Pluitt. Throws out to the right wing. McCoy Smith gets a screen from Bradshaw. Takes it to the left, into the lane. Left-handed shot is rejected, but rebounded by Lyman. Back to Dickerson, fakes the 3. Drives out. Braxton open for a triple. Off the ball foul. Sends it the other way, though. Shot negated, and it was an air ball anyways, but that may have been partly due to the whistle. 1:50 left.
That's Jet's 4th.
And that's what I was afraid of. Jet Dickerson picks up his 4th foul. Do you think there's any Lyman fans in here tonight?
I would say the way that gym came alive on our left side, I would say so.
Timeout taken. We'll take it as well. Big Piney with the timeout. 54 for Big Piney, 51 for Lyman. 1:45 left in the Big Country Properties 4th period on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on KNYN 99.1 FM.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company has helped thousands of people put their homes, businesses, and lives back together after a fire, flood, storm, or other disastrous event. We work with all insurance companies, and we work for you by being professional, fair, and honest. Our certified technicians are trained in every aspect of restoration, so we can complete each project in a fast and satisfactory way. Call us today, 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
54-51 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney over Lyman. 1:45 left in the Big Country Properties fourth quarter here from Big Piney High School. It's been a great one. Lyman playing for the hopes of staying in contention for a top 2 seed at regionals. Big Piney playing to hold on to that number 2 seed and secure either a 1 or a 2 spot. Big Piney basketball. Sims takes it, gives it to Raza. Big Piney with the 3-point lead and a minute and a half to go. The onus is on Lyman to probably foul or try and get a steal here. Back outside to Elliott as the time is ticking away. Down to 1:24 left. Just an update from Pinedale. Mountain View up. Elliott elevates, and he was headed for the dunk. Bradshaw stopped him. He's back to the line. That kid can jump. He was cocking back and a little ways out, and I wouldn't have ruled him out if he hadn't have been offended from getting that dunk in. Went to the hoop confidently. Reminds me of Seth McDonald out of Evanston a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Not the tallest guy, but he can jump. I wonder if he's a high jumper at the 3A level.
Maybe.
First free throw by Elliott's good. Update from the Bridger Valley and Pinedale, your other Bridger Valley team. Mountain View with a 61-46 lead over Pinedale in the final 24 seconds. Braden Walk at the free throw line. And a 2-2 trip by Elliott puts this game back to 2 possessions. 55-51, Lyman basketball down by 4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Jet Dickerson to Alex Bradshaw, drives in, left-handed layup, good. 55-53 to a 3-point game. Bradshaw with a solid game, not the big score that we saw earlier in the year, but earlier in those games previous to that Mountain View game, but solid on the board. Sims with the shot up, little floater from 3 feet out. For Big Piney, back up to 4 points. 1 minute to play, actually under than that, 48 seconds. Dickerson, right wing to McCoy Smith, driving against Elliott. Back to Dickerson, he's at the free throw line, hands back to Brewer, 15-footer, misses short. Raza on the rebound. Needed a better rebounding effort by Lyman on that. No one went up for the shot. Brewer gets a foul, or no, it's just knocked out of bounds last touch by Brewer, so he stays in the game. Timeout again taken, and I think it's a full by Big Piney. No, it's a 30 seconds. So we will be back in 30 seconds on this First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball. Down by 5 to Big Piney on mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
58-53 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney leading and with the basketball. 32 seconds left in the Big Country Properties fourth quarter. Looks like might be a little bit too late for Lyman, but they need a three-pointer and they need a steal first. They can't really afford any more free throws given up. Inbound to Pluitt, and he's in the backcourt. Alex Bradshaw forces him to throw it up ahead to Sims. 26 seconds left. Out right side, Raza. Up and under shot. Oh, they threw it away. Interesting pass there. Maybe a little bit overconfident on that play there and not realizing the situation of holding on to the ball is key. So it's back to Lyman on that pass out of bounds. Brewer, not a lot of time, 17 seconds. You got to get it and shoot it. You're down by 2 possessions. Bradshaw throws a 3. It's a block foul just before he was about to shoot on Bradley. We had the Bradshaws to the left of us yelling, shoot it. And at times this year, this Lyman boys team has had questionable plays in the late clock of just eating up too much clock, looking for a shot when it's you can't get an open look. You need a look, and you need to fire it up. Well, that was foul number 5 for Colby Bradley. He did a good job guarding a lot of Alex Bradshaw, a little bit of Jet Dickerson today. 5 well-earned fouls for him. Bradshaw makes his first. 15 points for Alex in the game. The sophomore has one more free throw. 58-54, Lyman down to make it a one-possession game. Misses, though. 58-54. Tegan Elliott with the rebound. They got a foul. This is the end of the game. Jet Dickerson grabs it, lost it. Hadley Sims up ahead and just fouled. 4.2 seconds left. And again, there you go. You had to foul as soon as they got the ball. You can't wait for them to get across the timeline. They've got 10 seconds, and there's only 12 seconds left in the game. So, it's just one of those things.
It's a learning curve.
It's a younger team. Yeah. And the late game moments, that's what's gotten Lyman at times. They've played a lot of close games against some of the best in the state, and they've lost all of them.
Yeah.
But all of them close, and it's come down to late moments. Not saying it's that every time, but that's just an example of a young team trying to get over that hump. The talent for this Lyman team overpouring offensively, certainly. They played decent defense as well tonight. Shot 49% from the field. But Big Piney, we mentioned it, that was the key thing of that first look. Big Piney's the most efficient offense in the state.
Yeah.
And they shot 55%. Just 3 of 9 from 3. Lyman went 8 of 19, but you have to almost look at it like Big Piney only made 3 of 9, but they only took 9. They only missed 6 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Lyman missed 11, and that's really how Big Piney's tried to beat you, by making the most efficient decision on offense.
Well, they also have 21 rebounds.
Yeah.
Lyman only has 16. Where does that come into play?
I'd say they probably have more like 31 to 35 because we know rebounding going in. They're averaging almost 37 on the season, I want to say.
Either way, how does that not following your shot?
They've certainly.
We watched a lot of players tonight. You take a 3, you take a 2, and you just walk away and you don't even try to get that. The player who shoots will 95% of the time know where the ball's going as soon as it leaves their fingers.
It's just a very veteran team of Big Piney, and they've earned their spot. They're headed back.
They're a great team.
They'll head back down to 2A next year.
Really?
And the roster's got some seniors on it, so it's not like it's going to be just a carryover, but they're heading into a very tough conference because they'll be in the same conference as Wyoming Indian.
Yeah.
And that's a very tough matchup. 60-54 as Raza makes his free throw, or Sims makes the free throw out of the break. And the final shot of the game is up and out. 60-54. The final on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney secures a top 2 seeding at the regional tournament. Lyman, now the job for them is to avoid falling to number 4. And we'll look at that and hand out the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game next. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Post game here, 60-54, the final on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Big Piney secures a top 2 seeding at the regional tournament, which will be hosted in Lyman. Lyman's got the late game, which means they will be playing either number 1 Worland at this moment, if this season ended today, or number 2 Lander. It's going to be one of those teams, though.
Yeah.
That's the task in front. So you have not played Worland if you're Lyman so far. You played Lander.
Yeah.
And you had every right to be in that game and win that contest. They led throughout most of it. Yeah. That was the game where everyone on their starting lineup got into foul trouble.
Well,
but it's
you
not
look at that game and you look at this game, foul trouble takes you out of it every time.
Yeah, well, and so that's to say that despite being a 3rd seed right now, as we'll pull up the not most up-to-date Lyman now 1-3, Big Piney 3-1. Pinedale sitting at 0-4 and Mountain View at 4-0. Those are the standings. The difference between playing Worland and Lander versus playing Powell and Lovell is significant.
Yeah.
It's very significant. Now, Powell a step above Lovell, but Lovell sitting at 4-12 on the season. Powell at 500. Lander and Worland outside of that order, opposite order of that. Worland number 1, Lander number 2 in the state.
Yeah.
Not just in the Northwest, not just in the West, in the state. Those are the teams favored to go to the state championship according to the wildpreps.com coaches and media poll. But Lyman's played with them. And we mentioned this throughout. They're not the favorite to get to state on that. No, those 5 teams that we've mentioned that are really contenders right now. You've got Worland, Lander, Mountain View, Big Piney, and Lyman, probably in that order. But there's nothing to say that Lyman's not a true contender to get there. It's just they're going to need to win 2 games before they lose 2 against at least one of those top 2 teams now, Worland or Lander. So the pass out in front of you, and I guess got to go forward from there.
Yeah.
The positive from today is Lyman came within 6 points and had a lead late in the game without their senior leader, Andrew Housekeeper. They stepped up today.
Well, if anything, you can look at it that this is going to be the team that plays next year. This is going to be your starters.
Yep.
And look at what they almost did. They almost pulled off a win here in Big Piney against a very, very, very good Big Piney team.
Yeah, and you look at that, Ari Espenscheid, a senior, Colby Bradley, a senior, Brian Pluid, a senior, Hadley Sims, a senior, Tegan Elliott, a senior.
Yeah.
That is a all-senior starting lineup that they went up against. And you can tell this Big Piney team's been together for a while. Coach Nate Strong has worked a very disciplined program. And to match that, you have to play disciplined basketball themselves, and at least offensively, after a bad first half of shooting, Lyman came out and improved their field goal percentage by 18 points. They played a very disciplined second half of offense.
They did indeed. They came out, they took better shots. They still had some shots that need to get better looks and improve, but they took better shots. They waited, they were patient with the shot selection that they had. And that's what really brought this game closer. They had momentum shifters with Carter Smith, with Jet Dickerson. They had players really step up and fill that role of Andrew Housekeeper being out this week.
Give credit to Big Piney as well, though. They shoot 55% in the game and led by 16 points of their big man, Hadley Sims. Brian Pluid not far behind at 14 points. Tegan Elliott and Caden Raza both into double digits with 10 points each. Colby Bradley and Ari Espenscheid 4 points, and then 2 points each by Cam Thomas and Carlos Munoz. For Lyman, they're led by 15 with Alex Bradshaw finishing with 15 for the sophomore, 14 from the junior Jet Dickerson, 7 by Braxton Bradshaw off the bench, and 7 from Carter Smith. McCoy Smith gets his first start as a freshman, scores 5 points, and Preston Brewer has 6 points in the second half, and a ton of hustle and heart as always from that player. But as we hand out our Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Plays of the game, I'll start with you with a player who had a lot of hustle and heart in this game as well.
He did. I got to go with Carter Smith. As a junior, he comes in. He made an instant impression on the game. He hit 2 3-pointers. But then when the game got late, he had 4 fouls, and he took 2 charges, was able to draw the block on another player, get the 2 points, go to the line. He was able to go to the line. He made one of his free throws. That, I think, is really what shifted the momentum to help bring up that defense of Jet Dickerson and a lot of these other players, that this is an important game, and we need to play our very best.
And when he fouled out, the momentum shifted a little bit away. My Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the game goes to Jet Dickerson, shooting 4 of 4 in the third quarter from the three-point line. All of his points, all 14, came in the third quarter. I thought he also did a very good job defensively, stepping up. Lyman needed defensive traffic trouble, and Jet was there to direct that around today, as well as a couple other guys. But those are our 2 Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Plays of the game. Dr. McKay Franklin in Evanston, quality and affordable dentistry close to home. That will close us out. What do you say we pack up and finish this popcorn that we bought about 4 hours ago? Final scores of the game: Lyman on the boys' side falls to Big Piney 60-54 the final on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, and Big Piney secures a top 2 seed in the brackets. And then on the girls' side as well, Lyman comes away with the victory, and they secure a top 2 seeding. So they will be the overcard in their home game at regionals to start off in 2 weeks from now. They win that one 59-48, the final on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Thanks for listening. We will be back this coming Thursday with the greatest game that we'll cover all year long, part 2. Part 4 or 5, whatever it is at this point, with all the volleyball and football. Mountain View at Lyman. That'll be the penultimate night of our regular season. Then we'll close out the regular season back at Mountain View, with Mountain View hosting this Big Piney team on Friday. That's February 27th and 28th. Join us then, and then continue to join us for more video coverage, as we'll be bringing you video coverage of regionals live from Lyman, Wyoming as well. Until then, I'm Jake Hibbert for Kate Bolender. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!